World-class veteran video game critic Michael does live. Oh, Michael.
Folks, it's that time again. World-class veteran video game critic Michael does life, and Dillon, we're back, and we're here to give you that reality check that you so desperately need. That you fake Resident Evil fans, you need to be put in your place. And that's what we're going to be doing here today throughout the course of this live internet television show. We're giving you the real raw, honest look at this all-new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 3 because, Dillon, of course, the cracks are already starting to show here with this all-new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 3. That is quite clear.
Yeah, the situation is turning into a nightmare, quite honestly.
And, of course, you know, we will be taking calls with the fake Resident Evil fans a little bit later on here today throughout this live stream. Folks, I have, you know, a lot of people want to sit there and say, oh, Michael, you don't know what you're talking about, this, that, and the other. But it's like, guys, I got this all down here, okay? I got you what you need. Everyone's like, oh, Michael, you're so vague, you never give reasons, and this, that, and the third. And it's like, guys, I'm here, okay? First of all, this all-new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 3. Start waking up. You know what? In fact, how about, let's see if you're listening. We got to test, before we get started, folks, let's go ahead and see if you're listening, okay? We'll do that before we actually get started because I want to see if you already put your thinking cap on because it's quite clearly time for that reality check. So if you're listening, type 1 in the chat. We'll be back in just a couple of seconds. 1 in the chat. I need to see that you're actually listening, okay? I'm looking at the chat. 1 in the chat. Yeah. That's what I thought. You fake Resident Evil fans, you need a reality check. And I have to test with you fake Resident Evil fans to see if you put your thinking cap on. So let's go ahead and get right into it, Dillon. This all-new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 3 is not a bestseller on Amazon. I looked, and it's not even in the top 100. Which is crazy to me, because here's the thing. The lazy millennial devs over at Clueless Capcom, they throw out new gameplay, new information, and now not a bestseller. So what in the shit's going on? That's unbelievably sad. Huge red flag. No one even cares because the hype quite clearly has deflated. They showed more of the game. Quite clearly it's not where it needs to be. It's a soulless cash grab. It's rushed. It's this, that, and the third. The Nemesis AI is terrible. We'll get into all of that in detail. But not a bestseller on Amazon. We wish we could show you here, but you're just going to have to take our word for it. Not a bestseller on Amazon. That's a huge red flag, folks.
I mean, people are starting to wake up.
Exactly.
They're realizing that this is nothing more than a copycat. A copy and paste of Mr. X and a Nemesis, and it's an action shooter.
Yeah. No, literally, you can't sit there and say that's, you know, our opinion. That's literally a fact. It's an action shooter. It says that on Steam.
Yeah.
It literally says action for the genre on Steam. It doesn't say survival horror action. It doesn't say horror. It does have, you know, it's just straight up action. Literally, that's what Steam is listing it as. That's not our opinion. That's a fact. You know, that's where you fake Resident Evil fans, you need to wake up and you need to smell the coffee. So again, it is not a bestseller on Amazon. That's not our opinion. That's literally a fact, okay? So with that said, we also have to, establish this, and we've talked about this previously. Folks, it is not a remake, okay? And I know a lot of people, they get so caught up with that and they sit there and go, oh, Macca, you don't know what you're talking about. But folks, the reality of the situation is that I do know what I'm talking about. It's not a remake. Capcom isn't calling it a remake, and that's because it is not a remake. Instead, it's an all-new Resident Evil game that's loosely inspired by Resident Evil 3 Nemesis 1999. As you can quite clearly see, it's not a remake. Duh! But you fake Resident Evil fans continue to lose on a daily basis. And let me ask you this. How does it feel to be a part of the Losers Club? It must be incredibly sad.
The Sony fanboys are panicking sad.
Absolutely, the one and only Double. Thank you so kindly. I really do appreciate it. The Sony fanboys continue to lose. Where in the shit is the PS5? That's what we're wondering. I mean, Xbox, they continue to throw out more details, 12 teraflops of fucking power. That's literally a supercomputer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A supercomputer in that box. They're going all out with Xbox Series X. PlayStation 5, nowhere to be found. They keep pulling out of these events. I mean, it is so incredibly sad. Just like this all-new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 3.
MR donated $1 through Super Chat.
Oh. Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so kindly, Amar, for the Super Chat. I really do appreciate it. Yeah, they have added... I mean, it's such a disgrace. It's such a spit in the face to the real Resident Evil fans. And believe me, we're just getting started on this list here. I got a whole fucking list. We're just getting started, folks. This is such a disgrace to Resident Evil. This is such a disgrace to all of the real Resident Evil fans. It really is. You can disagree into the costume, but again, we have to reiterate this for you fake Resident Evil fans. It's not a remake. It's, again, an all-new Resident Evil game that's loosely inspired by Resident Evil 3 Nemesis 1999. Again, Capcom isn't calling this a remake. How can it be a remake? They're rewriting the story. I mean, completely. They're not staying faithful to the source material. They've ditched Mercenaries mode. They've ditched the choice action mechanic, the DNA of Resident Evil 3 Nemesis 1999. Instead of improving upon that, they take that and they axe that. So they're just literally making an all-new Resident Evil game. And that's not a remake. A remake is where you stay faithful to the source material, but at the same time you make it fresh, unique, and interesting. That's a successful remake. This isn't a remake. It's an all-new Resident Evil game that's loosely inspired by Resident Evil 3 Nemesis 1999. And you have to accept that. It's time for you fake Resident Evil fans to wake up and smell the coffee. It really is, folks. It's not a joke. It's not a meme. This is the reality of the situation. So to recap on where we are, it's not a bestseller on Amazon. That's not our opinion. That's a fact, okay? And it's also not a remake. That's not our opinion. That's a fact, as Capcom is not calling this a remake because quite clearly it's anything but a remake. At least a remake that does make sense. Now, this is a big one. It's not a survival horror experience.
Not
it
at
is
all.
an action shooter. Not a survival horror experience. It's an action shooter. That's what this is. This is a game where you run and gun and you shoot anything that moves on the screen. Steam has this for the genre. They have this as action. Don't sit there and argue because you're going to lose. Folks, this is not a survival horror experience. It's a game where you run and you gun and you shoot anything that moves. That's literally what this is. And it's so incredibly sad. And when you look at this new footage here, it reminds you of Resident Evil 6. And it's like, are you guys serious?
No.
Yeah, so actiony. And the fake Resident Evil fans, they want to sit there and go, oh, Mackle, the original Resident Evil 3 Nemesis 1999 is action-oriented. Sure. But look, when you have the over-the-shoulder third-person perspective, it changes the entire game. It literally forces it to be this action shooter, which again, is this all-new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 3. It's an action game. I mean, look at all of the explosions. We'll show you here. Look at all of the explosions. Again, it's not a remake, okay? You need to understand that. You need to accept that. Not a remake. Quite clearly. And again, it's not a survival horror experience, as you will see in a moment. And again, Capcom, they're calling it a reimagined experience because it's not a remake. That's where you fake. Look at that. Not a survival horror experience. It's time for you to wake up and smell the coffee. Look at all the explosions. It's as if Michael Bay got his ass in here and directed this. I mean, this is so incredibly sad.
Oh, yeah, and the electricity bullshit, man.
I mean, it's so ridiculous. Look at this. I mean, there's so many explosions, so much fire, so much going on, and literally, this is what this is. It's an action game that wants to be this survival horror experience. But I know you fake Resident Evil fans are going to sit there and say down below, "Oh, Michael, you're so incredibly wrong." No, I'm right. You're wrong. It's time for that reality check, and believe me, Dillon, this is just the tip of the iceberg. I don't know what they're saying down below, but I hope they are sincerely agreeing with world-class veteran video game critic Michael Does Life and Dillon, a real Resident Evil fan. We've been with this franchise since day one. We don't hate this franchise. We're critical because we care. You fake Resident Evil fans need to get that through your skull. So again, to recap, not a bestseller on Amazon. It's not a remake. It's not a survival horror experience. It's an action shooter that is very akin to Resident Evil 6, and believe me, that's not a good thing. So again, not a remake, okay? We're trying to recap, we're trying to reiterate our points here, so we drive them home so that you come away and you understand this is the reality of the situation. It's a reimagined experience. It's not a remake, at least not one that makes any sense whatsoever. It's not a survival horror experience. You need to understand, you need to put your thinking cap on and realize that you fake Resident Evil fans continue to lose on a daily basis, because Michael Bay got his ass in here and he directed this thing. So many explosions, so much fire, so much stupidity happening here with this all new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 3. But again, this is just the tip of the iceberg, folks, because as you will quite clearly see here, we have no crows, no spiders. Okay, and my oh my, you know, the fake Resident Evil fans were trying to sit there and go, "Oh, Mac, we have spiders." No, we don't have spiders. We don't have spiders. We don't have crows. So they're cutting content once again. But again, this isn't a remake. It's an all-new Resident Evil game that's loosely inspired by Resident Evil 3 Nemesis 1999. I don't care if you fake Resident Evil fans sit there and say down below, "Oh, Michael, you sound like a broken record." Again, I have to with you fake Resident Evil fans because you continue to lose on a daily basis. No multiple choice mechanic. That's the reality of the situation. So instead of taking such a unique, interesting mechanic and saying, you know what, let's build upon that foundation, the lazy millennial devs over at Clueless Capcom, what they do is they sit there and they axe that mode. The choice action mechanic gone here in this all-new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 3. So how can you fake Resident Evil fans sit there and say that this is a remake when they're literally removing the DNA from Resident Evil 3 Nemesis 1999? Everything that we loved about Resident Evil 3 Nemesis is quite clearly not on display here with this all-new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 3. But again, unfortunately, this is just the tip of the iceberg, and it's so incredibly sad. No mercenaries mode. Again, no multiple choice action mechanic. No mercenaries mode. The exploration, as you will see in the clip, and again, this is going to reiterate it for you here, but the exploration looks half-assed, so linear, and I don't want an open world Resident Evil title, I really don't, but I'll tell you right here and right now, folks, I want something a little bit more than going from point A to point B and trigger a cutscene. That is incredibly sad, because when you played this all-new edition of Resident Evil 2, you go from the parking garage into Kendo's gun shop, and it was like, oh, wow, did they freaking drop the ball. I mean, that is seriously incredibly sad, and unfortunately, it looks like it's really going to be half-assed here in this all-new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 3. But you don't care. You fake Resident Evil fans don't care. Oh no, because you're too busy going, too busy doing stupid, silly crap like that at the end of the day is going to get you nowhere. It is seriously time for you fake Resident Evil fans to wake up and smell the coffee.
Jay donated €5 through Super Nemesis is the very same as Mr. X, just with Wesker's teleport from RE.
Absolutely, Jay. Thank you so kindly for the super chat. Really do appreciate it. And we are going to get to that in more depth. Literally, that is what is going on. They copied and pasted the Mr. X, AI from this all-new edition of Resident Evil 2, and they imported it into this all-new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 3 with very little improvements, and it's so incredibly sad. It is really, really bad. I can't believe it.
Not only that, they've they downgraded the gore quite a bit.
Oh, we're just again. I got all
Big list of things to go through, folks.
Unfortunately, I wish this list were shorter. You know, I really do. But this is the reality of the situation, folks. Again, exploration seems so half-assed, so linear. Now, the dodge mechanic, we have to talk about that. And again, it's going to be in this video here. The dodge mechanic, the slow-motion Matrix garbage, straight out of freaking just so, I mean, absolutely ridiculous. What are they trying to do here? Jill, she doesn't have superpowers. Why are they throwing this in there? Quite clearly, they're pandering to the fake Resident Evil fans, to the Fortnite demographic. It's not a joke. It's not a meme. Unfortunately, the fake Resident Evil fans, they came from Fortnite to this all-new edition of Resident Evil 2, and that's what you have to understand. So if you time the dodge mechanic right, it slows down time for a brief second, and then you're supposed to capitalize in that moment, and it's so incredibly sad. Because again, this is an action shooter. This is a game where you literally run and gun and you shoot, and it's like, it just doesn't make sense, and it doesn't look great, to be quite frank. They're catering to the Zoomers. They're catering to that demographic. See the dodge mechanic, as you can see right here, folks. This is incredibly sad. Look at that. You do it, you slow it down real quick, and then you get the advantage.
Stupid, man.
I mean, really, it's so bad. Like, what are they trying to accomplish here? It's literally Resident Evil 6 with these terrible, 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 terrible freaking mechanics. But you fake Resident Evil fans quite clearly don't care about quality. You never have, and you never will. So the zombie gore, you were talking about that, quite clearly has been downgraded. The zombie gore, don't argue. Don't be combative. I know what you're saying down below. I can't read it. But look, it's not on my screen. I can't read what you're saying down below. I'll check in a moment. But I'll tell you right here, right now, the zombie gore has been downgraded. Don't sit there and argue. Don't sit there and be so combative, because you know deep down we're right. That's why you're so triggered. You know deep down the zombie gore has been downgraded. It has. You've seen the clip. Jill shoots the zombie in the head, and there's nothing going on. Now, when you look at this all-new edition of Resident Evil 2, that was one of the really cool aspects about that game, this all-new edition of Resident Evil 2, the zombie gore and how awesome it was. You shoot the zombie in the leg kind of falls off, and he's still crawling at you. That's what they did incredibly well. Only one of the only things they did incredibly well. But seemingly, based off of what they've shown us, out of all of the gameplay that's out there now, I'm seeing a downgrade on display.
So far, it seems to be a significant downgrade, man. The dodge mechanic is so dumb, that Call of Duty bullshit. I've never wanted that. I've never asked for that. And you're right, it's just like RE6. It's like they're trying to go back to the action shooter genre, and it's incredibly sad. I mean, bro, let's get real here. Survival horror is dead. Capcom killed it because they're a bunch of corporate whores who only want the money.
Pandering to the fake Resident Evil fans that came from Fortnite to this all-new edition of Resident Evil 2. How you can't see that, how you don't want to see... It's mind-blowing. It's seriously mind-blowing. So, with the animations, we have to talk about that. So, look, here's the video. And again, we're going to get to that point here in the video. The janky animations, Jill literally, in these new gameplay clips, Jill literally just lays there when Nemesis sweeps her in.
Plenty of time to get stomped.
Plenty of time for something to happen. Yet, literally nothing happens.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, okay, if this really wants to be this action game, why isn't there a moment where Jill's on the floor and pulling a Resident Evil 6 where she can shoot while she's on the floor? I didn't see that on display here. So if that's in the game, why didn't they show that off? Again, it doesn't make sense. And then on Nemesis' side, it's like, okay, Nemesis' mission, to eliminate, right? So why doesn't he take that opportunity as she's just lying there? I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. And you want to defend it. You want to sit there.
I'm surprised Jill isn't wall running.
Oh, thank you, MR, so kindly for the super chat. Really do appreciate it. MR, seriously, why not just go down that road? Why not just really go all the way? Give her all the super freaking powers. Help out the fake Resident Evil fans, the Fortnite players that need assistance. They need the hand-holding experience. You got the slow down time animation. You got that, dodge mechanic going on. So why not just add in the wall run? Maybe they will for DLC, knowing the lazy millennial devs over at Clueless Capcom. I think we're about right here. Horrible animations, as you can see right here. Horrible animations. So right here, look at that. There's nothing going on. There's nothing going.
He just stands there and he's like,
it is so unbelievably bad. But you fake Resident Evil, what the hell is this? And then again, the same AI as Mr. X, quite clearly. I mean, look, they said they were going to improve it. They said they were going to improve it, yet I see no improvements. Oh, Nemesis can now freaking basically teleport? That's the improvement? It's the same exact thing. And again, nothing is happening. How can you sit there and defend that? How can you say, oh, Mackle, it's on easy mode for the journalists? I've heard all of the excuses, and I'm going to tell you something right here, right now. You need to stop making excuses for the lazy millennial devs over at Clueless Capcom, because it is not healthy. It is really not healthy. So, again, Nemesis, he is a ninja. He can teleport. The AI is very disappointing. They said they were going to make him smarter. They said this, that, and the third. They're going to say anything to try and sell you this product. Quite clearly, they lied. The footage doesn't show a smarter Nemesis. It shows a really stupid Nemesis. Again, there's opportunities for Nemesis to stomp, eliminate Jill. He does nothing. It's so unbelievably bad. The soundtrack. What's going on with the soundtrack? I looked at the gameplay footage. I don't hear much. Okay, and some people are saying they didn't do a new soundtrack here. They just took the old soundtrack and added in a few little things here and there. I don't know if that's the case, but I didn't hear anything really that prominent here in this all new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 3 with that new footage. The "You Are Dead" screen, and I'm going to show you this. It's going to go to that point. The "You Are Dead" screen is back. It's so terrible. The same "You Are Dead" screen from Resident Evil 7, the same "You Are Dead" screen from this all-new edition of Resident Evil 2 is returning here in this all-new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 3. It literally just says "You Are Dead" and that's it. I mean, there's just nothing to it. You know, in the old games when you would die, it would show, you know, like this pan-up camera angle over the dead body. I mean, that was at least something cool, and it would have like the blood font, "You Are Dead,"
and even before that, they had the zombies come in and start tearing you apart.
Yeah.
Or the liquor would be on top of you, fucking licking you. And like, dude, man, they totally ripped the soul right out of this game.
It's a soulless cash grab. That's what it is. Catering, pandering to the fake Resident Evil fans that literally came from Fortnite to this all-new edition of Resident Evil 2. It's not a joke. It's not a freaking meme. It's the reality of this situation. And yet you want to sit there and go, oh, Mac, you couldn't be more wrong there, buddy, checking into a mental hospital. Why don't you look into the mirror? Look into the mirror and ask yourself, is this really what I should be, giving? Why should I give them my hard-earned money? There's no reason to do this. I can't believe they're putting out a demo. I really can't, because, my, oh my, they are going to expose this all new upcoming edition. Absolutely. Especially if Nemesis is in the demo and that's how he behaves. If that's really representative of the final product, wow. Incredibly sad. Of course, you fake Resident Evil fans don't care, because I know you're sitting there down below and go, oh, Mackle, oh, Mackle, oh, Mackle. It's time for you to wake up and smell the coffee. It's time for you to realize, as we're showing you, clear as crystal, there are problems here with this all-new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 3. But again, you don't care, because it's convenient for you not to care. You just want to sit there and go, oh my God, Mackle. See, right there, the "You Are Dead" screen, Resident Evil 2, this all new, it's literally the same thing. And then they're reusing assets. They're reusing assets from Resident Evil 7. The crate is the exact same. The crate is the exact same. And yet you want to, look at that. You have to pay them. You have to pay them to get the classic, iconic outfit. And of course, you fake Resident Evil fans don't care. You're like, shut up and take my money, Capcom. That's what you fake Resident Evil fans are doing on a daily basis. You don't care about quality. You never have, and you never will. And that's on display with you fake Resident Evil fans, as you've already went out and pre-ordered this all-new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 3. It is so incredibly sad how Resident Evil 3, everyone wants to sit there and say, these fake Resident Evil fans, they want to sit there and go, oh, Michael, the original Resident Evil 3 sucks, it was rushed, it was this, it was that, Code Veronica is the real Resident Evil 3. That's what I hear from the fake Resident Evil fans all the time. Well, this all-new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 3, it's quite clearly rushed. It's quite clearly not where it needs to be. They should have delayed the game. It's not a remake. It's an action shooter. It is looking really, really bad, to say the least. Just a forgettable experience that could have been so much more. But, when you really think about it, why would the lazy millennial devs, I mean, we know they're lazy, we know they're clueless over at Clueless Capcom, but why would the lazy millennial devs over at Clueless Capcom, why would they even care when they know they don't have to? They're catering, pandering to the fake Resident Evil fans that have now infested this franchise. Because again, you fake Resident Evil fans, you came from Fortnite to this all new edition of Resident Evil 2, and now you think, oh, Michael, I have that certified badge. No, you don't have a say on what this franchise should be or where this franchise should go. And you know why that's the case? Because you're a fake Resident Evil fan. And not only that, but you're too busy going, too busy doing stupid, silly crap like that, that at the end of the day is going to get you nowhere. We're almost ready to talk to you fake Resident Evil fans, but before we do that, we got to recap on what we just talked about, because we know you fake Resident Evil fans, you know, it's just hard for you to comprehend. It really is. That is quite clear to me. That's why I sound like a broken record all the time, because I have to reiterate my points. I have to stick with my word, because I know it's hard for you, you fake Resident Evil fans, to comprehend. So again, this all-new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 3 is not a bestseller on Amazon. That's not an opinion, Dillon. It's a fact.
It's a fact.
It's not a remake. This all-new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 3 is not Resident Evil 3 Remake. It's called Resident Evil 3. It's not a remake. It's an all-new Resident Evil game that's loosely inspired by Resident Evil 3 Nemesis 1999. And as soon as you realize that, the better the better off you'll be. It's not a survival horror experience. It's an action shooter. Literally, that's not our opinion either, okay? That's what it says on Steam. Action. That's the genre. Not a survival horror experience, quite clearly. You know, and honestly, if you're looking for, an action shooter that has horror elements sprinkled throughout, I honestly think the Evil Within 2 is probably a better value at this point. You can find it for like $5 to $10, and believe me, there's going to be much more replayability with that game.
Oh, far more.
Absolutely. So if you're looking for, an action shooter, the Evil Within 2 is literally a better value than this all-new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 3, because we know, Mercenaries mode has been scrapped. We know that the choice action mechanic has been scrapped as well, and it's really, really incredibly sad. No crows, no spiders, no multiple choice action mechanic. See, they ripped the DNA right out of this all-new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 3, because, again, they didn't remake this game right here. The exploration looks so half-assed. The dodge mechanic, I don't even know what the hell that is. Like literally Dragon Ball Z, and the fake Resident Evil fans want to sit there and go, oh, Mako. But you need to understand that that's not really great, for us real Resident Evil fans that want to experience something a little bit more. But again, you fake Resident Evil fans don't care. You're like, oh, I love the slow down time mechanic. How can you sit there and defend that nonsense? It's really incredibly sad. The zombie gore has been downgraded. Don't argue. I'm going to read the chat right here, right now. The zombie gore, Dillon, you can sit there and attest for it. The zombie gore has been downgraded. It's literally in the gameplay, and yet you want to argue. You fake Resident Evil fans want to be so combative. Oh, Mako. Here's what we're going to do. You have to agree. You have to agree. Otherwise, we might not come back. So type 1 down below if you agree that the zombie gore has been downgraded. Because we're going to cut to black in a moment, and I better see ones here in the chat. Because, folks, you have to agree. It's not our opinion. The zombie gore has been downgraded. One in the chat. We'll be back when you have that one in the chat. If you don't have the one in the chat, I don't know if we'll be back. The zombie gore has been downgraded. One in the chat. Exactly. See? We're converting the fake Resident Evil fans. We're spitting facts. We're showing you the cracks. We're showing you the reality of the situation. The zombie gore has been downgraded. Don't sit there and make excuses for the lazy millennial devs over at Clueless Capcom. And I've heard the excuses, believe me. Oh, this is the Japanese version, Mackle. That's why the zombie gore has been downgraded. No, that's not wrong. That's not. Maybe that was the Japanese version that they were showing there. But I went to the second trailer, and there's a moment in the second trailer, a really brief split second, where you could see Jill using the shotgun. And you can see the zombies, they're not necessarily affected by that shotgun spread. The zombie gore has been downgraded. You need to accept that. I don't care what the PR manager at Capcom said. Of course she's going to sit there and shill this product to you. Folks, again, you have to agree here, okay? One in the chat, the zombie gore has been downgraded. I want to see one in the chat once again before we move on. The zombie gore has been downgraded. Exactly. You see? You fake Resident Evil fans, some of you out there, are starting to wake up and smell the coffee. The zombie gore has been downgraded. That's quite clear. It's not an opinion. It's not me saying, oh, Mako. You know, it's the reality of the situation, folks. Janky animations, that's a fact as well. The janky animations, I mean, it's unbelievably sad. You know, literally, this has better AI, and this is a game from 1999. There are moments where you're on the floor here in Resident Evil 3 Nemesis 1999, and Nemesis will actually attack you while you're on the floor.
Yeah. And it's a game that forces you to think, to adapt to the environment.
Well, yeah, of course. But you think the lazy millennial devs over at Clueless Capcom are going to cater and pander to the real... No, they're not. So what they're doing is they're catering and pandering to the fake Resident Evil fans that came from Fortnite to this all-new edition of Resident Evil 2 because they're not capable of putting their thinking cap on. They need the hand-holding stuff. They need the wall running. They need the slow-down time mechanic. What else would they need? What else? I mean, if you were at Clueless Capcom, what else do you think the fake Resident Evil fans would need? I mean, there's always a possibility of DLC. You know, slowing down time mechanic, probably, you know, to unlock everything. You want to unlock everything? Give us your money. That's literally a thing. That's literally a thing in this all-new edition of Resident Evil 2. You can pay $5 to unlock everything. That's literally a thing. It's not a joke. It's not a meme. That's a thing. There's microtransactions. And yet, you never barked at Clueless Capcom. Because Capcom can do no wrong, Mako. No, you continue to lose. You fake Resident Evil fans continue to lose on a daily basis. Just janky animations. Nemesis is now a ninja. Okay? Mr. X AI, copy and paste. They didn't do anything. They said they were going to do something. They said they were going to make Nemesis smarter. They said this, that, and the third, but believe me, they're going to tell you everything that you want to hear so that you go out and buy this thing come April. Don't do that. I don't think people are doing that, though. I think people have actually waked up. They woke up and they started to smell that coffee. Because, again, it's not a bestseller on Amazon. The soundtrack is not... They literally didn't even do a soundtrack. They didn't even attempt to do a new soundtrack. They took the old soundtrack and probably ruined it.
Oh, of course.
No,
They probably just twisted it a little bit, tinkered around just slightly. The least amount of work they could possibly do.
Holy shit! That is no telling sign. Not even a soundtrack.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. They did a soundtrack for Project Resistance.
Oh.
Yeah, that's...
Well, that's the real game.
Exactly.
That's what they were building.
Exactly. You stupid idiots need to wake up and start and smell that coffee. Project Resistance is Resident Evil 3. Resident Evil 3, what you think is the main game, should have quite clearly been DLC for this all-new edition of Resident Evil 2. Holy shit, it's right there. The writing is on the wall, the proof is in the pudding, and yet you want to still be so combative. It's so incredibly sad. The You Are Dead screen returns, so uninspired, but again, you fake Resident Evil fans don't care, and that's incredibly sad. The lazy millennial devs over at Clueless Capcom, they're reusing Resident Evil 7 assets. The classic iconic outfit is behind a paywall, and you don't care because you've already pre-ordered the game, so you're like, oh Michael, I already have that. I can't wait to see Jill in that old skimpy outfit. So incredibly sad. Wake up and smell the coffee. You know, this all-new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 3 quite clearly should have been saved for next gen. But they want to throw this out as soon as possible because they want to make as much money as possible. So they throw this out, and it's so incredibly sad. None of this is appealing whatsoever. But again, it's not a bestseller on Amazon. That's what you fake Resident Evil fans need to understand. So you continue to lose on a daily basis. I literally gave you all points. I gave you everything that we have unfortunately uncovered here in this new gameplay for this all-new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 3. And unfortunately, folks, the cracks are starting to show. So if there's any fake Resident Evil fans left that think they know what they're talking about, and I know they're going to be combative, we're not going to hold back tonight. Okay, so if you're a fake Resident Evil fan and you want to call in, well, just be prepared, and you better have good points. You better have a stance, because, folks, we have shown you the facts, okay? We have shown you that this is an action shooter. This is freaking unbelievably sad. It's a disgrace to Resident Evil, but you quite clearly don't care. So we're opening up the lines for you fake Resident Evil fans. And again, we're not holding back tonight. That's one thing that we've been doing, but we're not going to hold back tonight with you fake Resident Evil fans. So if you want to call in and be so combative, just be prepared. That's all the advice I have for you, because you will lose. And that's not, anything new for you fake Resident Evil fans. I mean, you fake Resident Evil fans continue to lose on a daily basis. After all, you're a part of the Losers Club, and I really have to ask, how does it feel to be a part of the Losers Club It really must be incredibly sad. But again, you don't care. So now's your opportunity. You fake Resident Evil fans, call in right now.
Jay donated 5
€5 through Super Chat.
If
You gave somebody who never played a Re game the very first Re and the latest one, they would never believe it's the same franchise.
Absolutely. Thank you, Jay, so kindly for the super chat. I really do appreciate it. Yeah, to see what Resident Evil was and to see what it has become, holy shit, it's absolute bonkers. You know what I mean? Hello, thank you so kindly for calling in. I really do appreciate you calling in.
Hey, Michael, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, there are people watching this. Need a reality check, and they're gonna fucking get it.
Hell yeah, man.
Now, there is a controversy around about people from Capcom who essentially put a gagging order on real Resident Evil fans. You know that. Some people here know it. And I had to test this for myself. So I went to the Steam, and I started a conversation that was titled, Michael is Right, okay? Within a half hour, it was taken down, and I was banned.
Wow.
The reason I was banned, according to Steam moderator Meddling Kid, was posting extreme religious or political content. I will repeat that. Saying Michael is right is considered extreme religious or political content.
Whoa.
Well, Steam moderator Meddling Kid, you insecure, pussy-whipped, neck-bearded asshole. No, you're not even that, because you don't have any testosterone in your body to grow hair. There is more hair hanging off those big old clanking Jill balls than you will ever know in your entire life. And the only reason, Steam moderator Meddling Kid, you are virtue signaling like this is because you think it's gonna get you in the bed with those Twitch girls that you're following. Oh yeah, I've been watching it. I've been watching you, perverted little shit. Well, that hasn't worked, has it? So the only way you get any jiggy time at all is when you pull down your pants, you spread your cheeks, and you beg Capcom the ram cock and ass. Hallelujah. Holy shit. Now, that's that one out of the way. Michael, Dillon, who's that other schmuck who comes on here every week? He says he's from the UK, he tries to talk trash, but you seem to recognize him from Reddit or 4chan. Who is that, please?
Well, I mean, I'm not entirely sure. There's a few callers that call in, and I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure either, man. Well, we've got a few regulars who do call in and try to start shit, but, we always shut that down.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, well, let me do that for you before the bastard starts tonight. Let me tell you, whoever you are, I'm from the UK. You want to talk trash? Let's talk fucking trash with a real Resident Evil fan. First of all, what the hell sort of UK dialect is that? You sound like some inbred, mutated hick who was kicked out of the Chainsaw family for being too perverted. You got 6 fingers on each hand, webbed feet, and your mother is also your sister. And another thing, we all know you support Resident Evil 3 Remake because Jill Valentine has got a cock and balls, and you want to live vicariously through that because you never grew your own. In fact, you are so fucking spineless. If I were to fuck you in the ass right now, you'd be split in half.
Absolutely.
What do you have to say about that, Mr. I'm from the UK?
He's got nothing to say because he's in desperate need of that reality check.
That's
Oh
what.
yeah, and he's gonna get it. You want more of this? You want more of this? I can go all night, Mr. I'm from the UK. Okay, Jody, who is also Jacob, who is also blah-de fucking blah. How many people do you have living inside your head anyway? Do you rent that space out? Because you got a lot of profiles in there, Buster. And the other schmuck, Scientologist. Who goes into Scientology? My goodness gracious me. People who can't think for themselves and a solid bone from ear to ear. You said last week that you had to hang up because you were so triggered by the real Resident Evil fans that you had to go lift weights. That's not why you had to go lift weights, buddy. You got triggered because you've been taking those steroids and they shrank your fucking penis. That's what you lifted weights for.
Oh, yeah.
I've gone too far, haven't I? I should stop now.
You're right on the money, pal. I tell you what, you're definitely my favorite caller who calls in.
I feel better for that. I really do. Actually, the guy from Scientology, if he's real good luck getting out of that, because it can't be easy, so that's fair. But anyway, I think I should give some other people some time on here. Some fake Resident Evil fans, if they've got the balls. They don't. Jill's got the balls. So, have a good evening, guys, and I look forward to listening to the rest of it. Oh, and please, Mr. I'm from the UK Mutated Hit Chainsaw Reject. Respond to me. Call in. Do better than that. Good night. Thank you.
Thank you, man. I appreciate the real Resident Evil fans who have the balls to call in. Folks, it's time. It's time for that reality check. Hello.
Greetings from the Michael Bloomberg Foundation. How are you two doing, Michael? And what is the other gentleman's name?
The other gentleman's name, well, you can call him anything, but I prefer Dillon.
Dillon. Okay, I just wanted to get the name right because I called in last time. I know Michael, and he's a prominent figure in the Resident Evil community. Dillon, you were pretty well spoken last time we had a chit chat, so it's nice to be back on the phone here again. I have to say this because I'm at work right now. Don't tell my boss. But thank you for having me on the show. I'm calling from the Michael Bloomberg Foundation, so please vote for Bloomberg 2020. Now, I have a question for you, Michael, and Dillon, if you want to answer, go ahead. But what should us real fans do if we don't want to experience Resident Evil 3 as it is right now? I'm not going to be buying this at GameStop or Best Buy or any of the other stores or online on Amazon. What should we do instead of play Resident Evil?
Well, I mean, you gotta let them know. You know, you gotta let the lazy millennial devs over at Clueless Capcom know. And then,
We gotta let Capcom know?
yeah, we gotta continue to push really hard and really strong in these really, times of adversity.
So from a legal standpoint, I have a few ideas on how to do this. By the way, everybody in chat, this is lawyer Andy speaking. So I'm monitoring the video. Please do not say anything offensive to journalists or Michael Bloomberg right now. This is a serious discussion. I have an idea, though, and I have some buddies at my Antifa chapter, and we can go throw urine bombs or something at the building. I'm not sure if that would work. What do you guys think about that? Throwing urine bombs at the Capcom headquarters?
Well, what speaks the loudest is an intelligent voice coming from the community. I don't think...
Okay, well, clearly it's not working, because you've been making these videos for the past few months now, and nothing's happened.
Hey, Michael got noticed. He got blocked on Twitter by both accounts, by some SJW fancy pants
Who
phony.
got blocked?
Michael does life.
You got blocked by the Capcom official Twitter?
Well, the Resident Evil Twitter. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's messed up. I don't know why they would do that sort of thing.
Yeah. Well,
where's Capcom headquarters located? Do you know exactly? I'm here in the U.S.
well, I mean,
There's one in Japan. We don't really have an Antifa branch over in Japan. I mean, we can always... That's another fucked up thing. So we got this coronavirus going on, so now we got like this real life Resident Evil thing happening. So we're gonna have to get around that too.
Well, look, that should have delayed the game, but unfortunately,
Yeah.
just
Well, it might give them enough time to make the game a little bit more realistic, about
Right.
A real virus that can affect people. Because frankly, Resident Evil's not that scary. At least the newer ones aren't that scary.
no, they're not. Absolutely not.
Hey, this guy's saying I'm not with Michael Bloomberg. Yes, I am with Michael Bloomberg. Just wanted to point that out. So please vote for Michael Bloomberg 2020. I actually spoke with the campaign manager, and they said Michael Bloomberg might be able to kind of recapture the true Resident Evil 3 and put this one on a halt if he gets elected president.
Honestly, guy, I don't even know who that is. I'm not political, and
Oh, he's a great guy. If he becomes president, he can literally enforce Capcom to not release this game and make a better version of it. So I recommend to everybody to vote for Michael Bloomberg. I'm not getting paid for this, by the way. I'm just at my job.
Wink, wink. Not getting paid for this.
No, I'm actually not getting paid for this. So the urine bombs I work. Here's the other thing, though, is I heard if you want a more realistic Resident Evil 3 experience, you can pre-order the new version from a website called baddragon.com. Have you heard of that website or no?
Alright, folks, we're going on to the next caller. You say things like Antifa and shit like that, you know. Hello.
Hello?
Welcome, friend, to the Michael Does Life and Dillon in the Details broadcast.
Hi, am I on the air with
Yes.
world-class veteran video game critic Michael Does Life?
Absolutely.
Hi, I was just here to talk about how I think that the lazy millennial devs at Clueless Capcom are just trying to cash in on the coronavirus, which with this all-new edition of Resident Evil 3. And honestly, there's been hardly any gameplay at the moment, and I think the cracks are really starting to show, like you guys have been saying.
Oh, yeah, and wait till this demo comes out, bro.
That's
everything's exposed.
It's done.
Yeah, it's honestly just marketing towards the Fortnite crowd.
Oh, absolutely. They're pandering to that Fortnite demographic. There's no doubt about it. I mean, they're adding the slow motion mechanic in there. That's incredibly sad.
Yeah, honestly, I would say one thing you guys aren't hitting the nail on the coffin about is that it's a soulless asset flip of the all-new edition of Resident Evil 2,
Oh, yeah. Quite clearly it is. I mean, it's a soulless cash grab. They're reusing assets from Resident Evil 7. I mean, they quite clearly rushed it. There's no, anything put it really into this, anything worthwhile.
Yeah, me personally, I'm a really big fan of Remake. I've played it like at least 20 times, maybe 30 times, I tried to speedrun it at one point. I haven't really gotten other leaderboards, but honestly, I think that the lack of that isometric fixed camera angle is really going to hurt this all-new edition of Resident Evil 3. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah. I mean, there's no doubt about it. But again, it's not a remake. It's an action shooter. It's not a survival horror experience, quite clearly.
Yeah, at this
Exactly.
point, I think it would only hurt their sales because this is an action shooter.
Well, they're catering and pandering to the Fortnite crowd, literally, so they can't go back to that.
Yeah, and how would you even do an action shooter without over-the-shoulder mechanics?
You can't.
Here's one thing too. I was gonna ask you guys. Are you guys fans of Resident Evil 4?
Yeah, but it's a mixed bag,
Because I'm gonna be honest with you. I personally don't like it at all.
Right.
So,
Well, as a Resident Evil game, I think it fails miserably. As an action shooter, I think it's really solid. Especially, it was change that was needed for the time. But looking back on it today, the franchise could quite clearly never recover. To be quite frank.
I mean, I agree with you. I think the first time I died in Resident Evil 4 was from that the Boulder quick time event.
Quick time.
Quite the BG trend,
Oh yeah, definitely at the time, absolutely.
Yeah. So hey, what about Jill? How come we can't get Both Jill back? What's wrong with Both Jill? How come Both didn't come back to reprise the model for Jill? Why did they need to have a man this time?
Well, it's probably cheaper, to be quite frank. You look at this all-new edition of Resident Evil 2. They got an all-new cast. Didn't get the same voice actors back. So it's just, again, they're not remaking these games. They're all new Resident Evil games. So that's why they don't feel like they need to go back to the old, voice people and so on and so forth.
Yeah, I honestly hate the little Dicky lookalike that they got. For what's his name? You know what I'm talking about, right?
Carlos?
Fucking curly-haired looking ass.
Carlos?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean,
But anyways,
they all look like mannequins to me.
Well, they
It's
got-
like they're taking away,
Well, they have to scan. They literally hire models and they scan them in the game. That's what it is.
yeah.
Because they're and then they had to create a real Nemesis supposedly as well. So that's why Nemesis is totally different looking, because they literally had to create that, scan that into the game with all of their cameras and this, that, and the third.
oh yeah, he looks like fucking string cheese, honestly.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't even think Claire looked good in the all-new edition of Resident Evil 2. You know, I thought when I played the original back in elementary school, I thought Claire was best girl. But now, you know, with the all-new edition of Resident Evil 2, I can't say that anymore because she looks like El Goblino, or La Goblina, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I mean, bro, it's just it's an indication of the times and where we're going with quality of content. It's instead of quality, we're getting quantity, and I am really just incredibly sad.
Resident Evil is now Call of Duty.
Yeah.
I mean, they're going to
Exactly.
be pumping these out.
No
really.
spiders in the all-new edition
Nope,
of Resident Evil 2.
Yeah, no spiders,
I
no
thought that was
crows.
one of the worst parts. You know, those were my favorite enemies back in the day.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, they really just ruined it. They destroyed greatness. But again, it's not a remake. It's an all-new Resident Evil game. And
And
knowing
what's
that,
with the Ivies, you know, having like specific points in which you have to shoot them, you know, I thought that was some Fortnite garbage
Oh,
that
absolutely.
I didn't like in that.
yeah, I mean,
The
they
all-new edition of Resident Evil 2.
yeah, they continue to hold your hand. They basically say, hey, shoot here. You know, like Nemesis here on this all-new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 3. Shoot the backpack and, the jet, whatever the hell it is.
Yeah, and honestly, you know, I thought the puzzles in the all-new edition of Resident Evil 2 were pretty much akin to the bell tower puzzle in Bioshock Infinite, you know? Like, some people who play the Bioshock games, they think they're really smart, but the puzzle basically amounts to click this bell this certain number of times, you know? And really, you know, I just think the cracks show with the puzzles in RE2, the all-new edition of Resident Evil 2.
Oh, absolutely. They streamlined the puzzles. They streamlined as much as they could because, again, they're catering and pandering to the fake Resident Evil fans that have now unfortunately infested the franchise.
Exactly, yeah. You know, the Zoomers at Clueless Capcom that, you know, are just trying to cater to the Fortnite crowd. And you know, on top of that, there's hardly any gameplay to show for it at the moment.
Right. Well,
you know, I can't even buy it. I can't even pre-order it without even without more gameplay. You know, I don't even know what I'm buying right now.
right. Well, fortunately, they did put out a little bit more, but I think there's a reason why they're holding back still, even now. It's because it's not where it needs to be, quite clearly. But I'm honestly surprised if they're putting out a demo, to be honest.
Also, what's this Project Resistance bullshit? You know,
Yeah.
what do you guys think about that?
Well, that is Resident Evil 3, quite clearly. There is, I mean, that's the meat and potatoes of this experience. You know, Resident Evil 3, what you think the remake is, that should have been DLC for this all-new edition of Resident Evil 2, quite clearly.
Exactly, yeah. You know, hey, I'm trying to get the message out too. I post on the video games board on 4chan quite a bit, you know,
Yeah, well,
spreading your message, you know, spreading
absolutely. Well, look,
Resident Evil 3 D-Make
absolutely.
Threads
Right. Well,
every day, you know.
yeah,
At 5 p.m., if you ever see one of those threads, that's me. Okay?
right. Well, I
Calling out the Zoomer millennial devs at Clueless Capcom,
right.
catering to the Fortnite crowd.
Absolutely.
You know,
but,
spreading the Church of Michael Does Life. You know, I'm the head prophet, if you know what I mean. You should honestly give me a moderatorship of your channel.
So sad we chronicle series is our
Absolutely. Thank you, MR, so kindly for the super chat. Really do appreciate it, man. Literally, Dark Side Chronicles for the Wii is a better, more faithful remake than this all-new edition of Resident Evil 2. And no one sees that. No one actually cares. It's so incredibly sad. Again, thank you so kindly, MR, for the super chat. Really do appreciate it. Hello? Still there? Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah. Well, you were saying about the V-board on that website. Yeah, they'll ban you on there too by posting my stuff. You can't even post my stuff, but you can post everyone else. If look, here's the thing. You know, you can post someone shilling this all new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 3, but anyone that wants to be, critical over this game, they're just immediately banned. Just like the Steam forums as well. I don't know what is going on.
It's basically Reddit at this
It
point.
is
you know?
literally. You can say
full
you can
of
say
Zoomers
horrible
and,
things on there.
shitty Wojak edits. You know, he can't post anything real on there anymore.
It's
So,
I mean, it's
it's
crazy.
incredibly sad.
It is. Literally, I'm not joking. You can say horrible things and get away with it. But you post my stuff and it's immediately just, oh my God, we got to get that down. He's the contrarian and this, that, and the third. I've seen the stuff because they send it to me, you know. They say, oh, Mac, quit posting on V. I don't post on V. But now I go over there and I gawk and I see just the insanity, whatever the hell that place is. And again, it's so concerning because you can't be critical of games. You're labeled the contrarian, the hater, this, that, and the third. And it's like, dude, we're critical because we care. I don't know how no one can't see that. You know, very few people understand where we're coming from.
Yeah. But, you know, I think one narrative that you guys really need to push out there is that I feel like really the very malevolent underbody of Capcom, the very nefarious plot of Capcom, is the reason that they're trying to push this game out so quickly is because of the coronavirus hype. You know, they're trying to push it out because they know they're the bigwig businessmen behind Capcom. They know that if they push this game out during this craze, they're going to rake in more money because of the coronavirus. And I think that's really one of the very nefarious, you know, plots of Capcom that you guys should actually push a little more. I think it's sick, honestly. You know, I think they should delay the game just because of that, but I don't know.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
I'm not going to buy it either way.
Right. Yeah, well, I mean, why would you when they're going to put out a free demo? I mean, you're going to get your fill that way and see how just awful this is. I mean, it's so incredibly sad. But yeah, they're definitely going to capitalize on what's happening right now.
They're also going to limit it to probably 30 minutes because they don't want the cracks to show. They
Well,
want you to buy based on, you know, 30 minutes of lackluster gameplay when that turns out to be the entire game.
Or they just won't include Nemesis, but someone's going to, you know, disable that timer, no doubt, because they already did, you know, with this all new edition of Resident Evil 2 and the demo for that just hours after it came out. So
Exactly. Well, anyways, I gotta go. I'm gonna post some more threads on V, so look out for me. All right. Calling out the Zoomer devs at Clueless Capcom who are catering to the Fortnite crowd.
Absolutely.
I'll make sure that everyone knows that RE3 is a soulless asset flip of the all-new edition of Resident Evil 2, and that Project Resistance is for the Fortnite crowd exclusively, not for real Resident Evil fans.
Oh, hell no. What a disgrace. Thank you so kindly for calling. I really do appreciate it, man.
All right. Take care.
Ooh! Jeez. The fucking speakers are blowing. Hello!
Hi, how are you?
Well, we're doing fine.
Halloween 6 here again.
Oh, yeah. Halloween 6. Curse of Michael Myers.
Nice Cradle of Filth shirt you got there, buddy. I seen that.
Thanks, pal.
I think if it wasn't for the Jason game being so popular, we wouldn't have a Project Resistance right now coming out.
Right, absolutely, yeah. They want to, you know.
I mean, they ripped that Jason game's ass all the hell. Same with the new Predator game that's coming out.
Yeah, copy and paste.
Michael, I didn't know you were from Illinois. I'm from Chicago.
Sweet, yeah. Hell yeah, man.
Fuck yeah.
Haddonfield.
Haddonfield. It's actually New Jersey.
Yeah.
You guys know when this demo is going to be coming out?
Well, they didn't say on specifically when, but hopefully in the next couple of weeks. But I would say probably late March, as soon as, you know, the release.
Right. Well, you know, what do you expect? I mean, everything's getting rehashed and fucked with, and, you know, nothing's as good as it used to be. So, I mean, what do you really expect? You know what I mean? I mean, in this day and age.
Yeah, I guess we should just lower our expectations. I mean, it's really incredibly sad. Again, this is an action shooter, as you can quite clearly see on display. This is not what we were clamoring for, you know? It's like, if you're going to do this, do it right? You know, it's like
I honestly haven't played Resident Evil 3 since, like, 99. I mean, since it came out, I remember there being some puzzles. I don't really remember it being more of a survival horror. I remember it being action.
Right, yeah. I mean, it's definitely action-oriented, but, I mean, it still has fixed camera angles, and it's still, you know, very reliant on, you know, that sort of old school style of Resident Evil. This is a third-person over-the-shoulder, you know, slow down time, shoot, you run. I mean, there's just really nothing here, you know, and it's a night and day difference.
Yeah, with the camera angles, it was like, was it going to be when 2 came out? Was it going to be old school? Was it going to be... And I think they met us in the middle with the whole RE4 camera angle. It was like so nobody would bitch too much, I guess. Because it could have been it could have been like Resident Evil 7, easily.
Right.
And thank God for that. I didn't like Resident Evil 7. No zombies, no dice.
Yeah, I agree with the no zombies thing, but as far as a Resident Evil game, I'd say it was more of a Resident Evil game than most of the other installments before that. 5, 6 were really just troubling, and I mean, 4...
Yeah, I didn't even play 6 because I really didn't like 5. I mean, I barely got through 5. I was not a fan.
Well, let me tell you, 6 was a straight-up action game. Call of Duty had less action than that.
Right. Well, I'm going to get off here. You guys be good, man. We'll see about this demo. I'll get you guys on it. Every time, you know, I found you on YouTube. I'm a big fan of Resident Evil, and every time I go to click on you, you clickbaited me in the early times, man, big time, and I just found you on
Well, I got one question for you real quick before you go. What did you think? What did you think about Halloween 2018?
I thought it was all right. I think they're gonna do the best they can on these next 2 upcoming movies. I've already heard about them. I guess Halloween Kills, and then I can't remember what the next installment is.
Yeah, Halloween Ends.
I think they're gonna end it first, and they're gonna end it, you know, and it's gonna be ended on, you know, not how Rob Zombie or anybody else wants it to be. It's gonna be the way they intended it to be, you know.
Yeah, we shall see.
Hopefully. I mean,
yeah. Well, we thank you for calling in, man. Appreciate it.
Hey, you guys be good, man. Love your show. Keep up the good work.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Incredible. Incredible. You know, these corporate whores are going to get what they want. Money in their pocket.
Hello.
Hi, this is Norman Dillon talking. Right, two things before I start. One, you had a call off my brother. I think it was the last stream he did where he was just throwing non-stop abuse at you. I apologise for that in advance.
It's okay.
Second of all, yeah, Resident Evil 3 Remake, like the new one that's coming out, yes, to be honest, I do think it was a bit rushed. Yes, they could have done a bit more with it, but it's like I'm saying all along, you can't physically force Capcom to delay a game. Sure, you can.
Well, no one's physically forcing anyone to do anything. I mean, we're suggesting, implying that that's what should be done if they cared about quality. Now, quite clearly, the lazy millennial devs over at Clueless Capcom, quality isn't their concern because, again, they're pandering to the fake Resident Evil fans that literally, this isn't a joke or a meme, they came from Fortnite, they jumped off the bus in Fortnite, and now they've landed in Raccoon City.
Exactly, because to be honest, I'm looking forward to this new game because I want to see how it plays. If it's not any good, then yeah, I'll eat my own words. If it is good, fair dues.
Right. Well, I mean, the thing is, the good thing about this is you don't have to give Capcom your money to do that because there's going to be a demo, right? So, you know, that's why this isn't a bestseller on Amazon anymore because they announced the demo and everyone's like, why should we take a stab in the dark here when we don't know if this is going to be quality? I mean, quite clearly the cracks are already starting to show here, as you can quite clearly see in this gameplay. I mean, it's obviously not where it needs to be. So this demo is going to be a really great thing to get your fill that way and say, wow, this is probably just, man, more time in the oven. I mean, just look at that. Jill just sits there. What the hell is that? You can sit there and say easy mode. You can sit there and say this, that, and the third. They were confident enough to show this off. That's the thing. That's a very bad sign.
I am literally remaining hopeful that they actually do this game justice. I'm hoping that they actually improve on what made the original great.
Right. Well, that's definitely not going to happen because they removed everything that was unique about this in the first place. I mean, the choice action mechanic, you know, having the ability to go back through and say, okay, you know, let's do this, what we didn't do the first time around, you know, that's gone. So the replayability, the longevity of the game comes into question if you don't have an incentive to replay through, you know, the game again. You know what I mean?
Right. When I played the original Resident Evil 2 and 3, I didn't know when the timeline was happening, but from what I've been hearing and seeing, obviously they're making the story connect, so it makes more sense.
Right.
Which is a big plus in my book, because obviously the timeline between 2 and 3 was just confusing. Because if you remember from Resident Evil 2, obviously that happens after the events number 3, when number 3 came out, it showed you the events before, and like, wait, what came first? So obviously that's what they're doing in the new one, which is good and all, but obviously it's like you said, obviously this game was a bit rushed. Yes, I do agree with some things you say. Now, the animation that I'm seeing on the live feed right now, it's, obviously when Nemesis attacks Jill, she just stands there. Now, obviously, yes, they could improve on that. But
Oh, absolutely.
It remains
That's an understatement. Yeah, here's the thing. I don't think they're going to have Nemesis in the demo because, if they give you Nemesis in the demo, that's going to, most people are going to be satisfied. But I think they're going to they're going to have a moment in the demo where it's going to be a cliffhanger where you get to a part where you hear Nemesis or whatever, and it's like, oh my God, you're about to fight him. The demo cuts off, and that's it.
Yeah.
So we're not going to get to see the Nemesis mechanics if they have been improved in the demo. I can guarantee you that.
Well, I could see where you're coming from.
Right. Well, I mean,
yeah. I'm hoping that Nemesis will be like the original.
Right. Well, they have a lot of work to do, and unfortunately, there's not much time left. So I don't know. It's hard to be hopeful at this point. But I guess we'll see when that demo rolls out in a couple of weeks here.
Well, I'm going to ask you a personal question now. If they do improve it, will you play it? Like if they improve on Resident Evil 3 when it comes out, will you play it?
Well, I'm not buying the game. I'll tell you that right here, right now. But I will play that demo. And if the demo surprises me, I will come on here and tell you guys. I'm not going to sit on here and act like, this is all doom and gloom. Look, if they give me a reason to like this, I'll be there and I will let you know. However, based off of what we've seen, what we know, it's really hard to sit on here and say that that's anything feasible at this point, to be quite frank.
And also, the guy from the UK who called you, I don't know why he was slandering me for, because obviously I'm a nice person, but if something gets on my nerves, then I will let that person know. Like, when I came across your channel just by accident, I think, someone talked about Resident Evil, but after watching your videos of you repeating the same thing, yes, you're trying to get your point across, but there's some people in the comments who will disagree with what you say. And yeah, right. I've said some horrible things, but that's just my anger coming out. Because obviously when someone attacks a game that I've loved since it first came out, I'm going to defend it. Yes, I have woken up and smelled the coffee. Yes, I have realised that Resident Evil 3 is not where it needs to be, but it is what it is. If it comes out, if it's great, then fair dues. If it's not, then what can we do?
Well, you could not be silent about it, not give up your hard-earned money.
Well, that's why the demo's here. When it comes out, I'll make the judge myself. If it's good, then yeah, I'll get it. If not, then Capcom can go away.
Exactly, man. Well, we want to thank you for calling in, brother.
Oh, you two take it easy.
You too, man.
You too.
I tell you, the thing is here, people can't just give up their money. Like, if it's not good enough, I'll let them know then. No, it's too late. You've already given up your hard-earned money. What's wrong with you? These are corporate whores.
Hello.
Hey, Michael. How's it going?
Absolutely.
You remember me? It's Katie. KT, I should say.
Oh, yeah, KT. Hell yeah, man.
Alright, well, I missed the last stream, so definitely feels good to be back. And I have some interesting things that I want to start off and share with you guys. I remember last year I called Capcom, and I totally forgot until recently, but I remember calling Capcom, and I was trying to find out their U.S. headquarters, and surprisingly, they're actually in my hometown, which is the Bay Area, California, specifically in San Francisco. So we already know San Francisco is notoriously known for being extremely liberal, extremely SJW, extremely feminazi, victimization, all the crazy like leftist kind of ideas. I mean, they got Twitter over there, and it's probably why they blocked you on Twitter, because Twitter's right in San Francisco too. So Capcom U.S. headquarters is in San Francisco. Now, if you connect the dots, look what happened to Jill.
Yeah,
You
that
know
makes
what I'm talking about?
that makes sense.
So, the U.S. headquarters for Capcom is already located in San Francisco, so it's very, after you connect the dots, it's pretty obvious that,
a product of its environment, yeah.
they gave into that, liberal, leftist agenda.
Right.
Women can't look beautiful, women can't look this way, and the guys all gotta look like slobs, they gotta look like trash. I mean, I have a few friends that are girls that play the old Resident Evil games since the original Resident Evil 3, and they were like, oh, what the fuck happened to Carlos? He was actually pretty handsome, he was actually pretty sexy in the original Resident Evil 3. And, what the fuck did they do to him? They made him, they neutered him, and they made him look like this,
homeless.
Filthy little slob. And so this is the female's perspective. In our perspective, we're like, dude, what the fuck happened to Jill? She looks like a fucking dude.
Right. Yeah.
And you know what the sad thing is? The original face model that they used for Jill, she actually is kind of pretty, but Capcom for some reason made some alterations after that, and they just made her look more manly, which is pretty pathetic. So yeah, I wanted to ask what you think about that, about Capcom U.S. headquarters being located in San Francisco. You know what San Francisco is, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Well, I mean, like I said, product of its environment, really. I mean.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear some background noise in there, but yeah, bro, it's a product of its environment. That's why Jill looks like a mannequin, has balls basically.
Yeah. Is there something wrong with my mic?
I can hear some background noise when you're not talking, man.
Maybe I should turn the volume down a little bit. Can you hear me now? Everything okay?
Yeah, I can hear you, man.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Can you hear me? Hello?
We have you.
Yeah, we can hear you. I don't know if you can hear us.
Oh, I wasn't able to do this for a while.
Right.
Okay. The next thing I wanted to share was, I'm not going to mention the person's name, but yeah, someone was, I had a couple callers from the previous streams. They were saying that adaptive difficulty was, they were saying that my claims about adaptive difficulty was incorrect, but I was able to show them that adaptive difficulty was bugged, and it's not only in, because they were saying that I was wrong.
Yeah, I remember.
They were saying I was wrong that adaptive difficulty was only on the easier and the normal mode, but it wasn't in hardcore mode. But I showed them a link, and I checked the game myself in game, and it doesn't say anywhere that adaptive difficulty is exclusive to any other modes. It's actually included in all of the modes. So that was pretty interesting thing for me to check. Another thing that people keep talking about is Jill's outfit. The number one thing that really annoys me is that Jill's outfit is it's nothing wrong with her outfit. I mean, if you look at the beginning intro of Resident Evil 3, it'll show that the outbreak actually happened when she's just taking a walk inside her town. It literally shows her wearing the exact same outfit that she's wearing later on in the game, or throughout the entire game, I should say.
Right.
But people like to, throw in this modern twist and say that,
Yeah.
why didn't she just get changed? It doesn't make any sense and blah, blah, blah. But, she was in that outfit when the outbreak happened.
Right.
And then
Yeah,
she
it
was
makes
trapped
sense.
in her apartment
Right.
for 2 days. And then when she broke out of her apartment, that was the beginning of the game in the original Resident Evil 3. But we don't know what happened in that 2 days.
Exactly.
Was maybe she had no time to change. I mean, if if you're trapped in your apartment, what does it mean? Is there zombies surrounded literally right outside your front fucking door in your apartment? I mean, if that's literally the case, the zombies could break in at any moment while she's changing. She'll be literally fucking half naked.
Absolutely.
Or Jill could even recall, like, she'll be like, okay, there's an outbreak. There could be hunters, there could be dogs, there could be a tyrant, there could be a horde of zombies, there could be a Lisa Trevor, for fuck's sake. There could be anything outside this door. So am I worried about what the fuck I'm wearing, or am I worrying about my safety? So this is all prior to, 2 days before, or the 2 days, that happens before she breaks out of her apartment in the beginning, the original Resident Evil 3. So I just wanted to share that because, a lot of people are just like, well, that's unrealistic.
Yeah, they don't understand.
Like, honestly, if I was in my boxers and I had a whole, like, outbreak, a horde of zombies right outside my door, like, I'm being pretty worried. I'm going to be worried about guarding that door, I'm not going to be worried about fucking what I'm going to change into. I got to worry about, like, that door not breaking down and having a whole horde come in. And I do agree with you about how in Resident Evil 2, the reimagined Resident Evil 2 game, it's kind of stupid how you can't shoot the zombies through the windows.
Yeah.
Because in Resident Evil 4, you can clearly blast them with a shotgun through the windows.
Yeah.
I remember that. But you can't do that in the Resident Evil 2 reimagined game. It's pretty silly.
Yeah, it's sad.
And people keep saying, like, oh, Michael's just nitpicking because the zombies are not dying when you shoot them through the gate in the Resident Evil 2 reimagining. Michael's just nitpicking. Like, what the hell is wrong with him? Like, who cares? You're not gonna come back to that area. What they don't understand is that this is a foreshadowing of the entire production of Capcom itself. This is the foreshadowing of their production values. This is the foreshadow that they can't even get the small things right. What makes you think they're gonna get the bigger things right?
Exactly, man.
And I had a huge problem with Chief Irons. Chief Irons in the original, his character was built way better. He was like a creepy little fucker, and like he was like happily like killing all of the police officers in the station, and he kidnapped the mayor's daughter, and it's implied that he's a necrophiliac, like he had sex with her dead body, So like I feel like his story was much more better in the original, and the new one he became this you're not gonna get away from me, you bitch! Like so fucking like cheesy.
Yeah, they ruined all of the characters really in this all new edition of Resident Evil 2, and especially Kendo.
He was like, you're gonna listen to me, Claire. You're gonna give me the girl, or we're gonna have to go somewhere. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? He wasn't like that in the original. He was way more fucking mysterious. And
yeah.
He became this like fat, stereotypical fucking pig.
Yeah, that's what it was, man. A stereotype. It's like a soap opera writer came into this game and just started writing
Hallmark Channel.
I was watching the Resident Evil 3 gameplay recently, and I thought it was hella cheesy how Joe was talking to Nemesis like, leave me alone, you stupid stalker, or some stupid shit like that. It was like super cheesy. I was like, what the fuck? And then she's like, now Jill's saying fuck too, and it's like, dude, they're trying too hard to like westernize, It's like, we didn't need any of that shit. Like, you're trying way too hard to become like Americanized now. Now, people will say the original Resident Evil games had some cheesy moments, and so it's comparable to, it's okay to have cheesy moments in the newer Resident Evil games, the reimagined games, but there's a difference. There was good cheesy moments in the original games, and in the new cheesy moments in the newer games, it's like fucking try hard. It's like they're trying way too hard. It's like, oh, leave me alone, you creepy stalker. It's like, what the fuck is that, dude? Shut the fuck up. First of all, we shouldn't even be having so much commentary from the characters. Like, Shinji Mikami said that he wanted you to react. So it was much more cutthroat. It was much more...
Yeah, less is more.
It was much more in your face, and it was much more left for you to react. And all these, like, stupid little commentary coming from the characters is really dumb. And I've seen... And I remember since, like, The Evil Within 1, like, people were bitching about it. They were like, well, like, why isn't Sebastian, like, reacting enough? Like, I want to see my character react more. I'm like, dude, what the fuck? This is a game. It's not a fucking movie. Shut the fuck up, dude.
Yeah, not if it's cringy as hell, like they made it in the all-new edition of Resident Evil 2.
Yeah, and another thing I want to mention is like I'm really disappointed how Capcom basically lied to us back in 2015. I don't know if you guys remember, but when Resident Evil 1 Remake was re-released on PlayStation Network and Xbox, when the remake was basically remastered in 2015, it sold like millions, and it was like the best-selling digital fucking thing in like ages, and made millions of dollars. And that basically told Capcom, this is what we wanted, this is what we wanted, and everybody loved it. Like everyone was like happy about it, and it made a shitload of money from Capcom, and they finally understood what kind of remake we wanted. And then there was that video where they were saying like, like in 2015, like, oh yeah, we can do it, with that lame Japanese guy in the video. And then they completely changed what we wanted, and they like used that opportunity to exploit what the fans wanted, and they changed it, and they changed it to the Resident Evil 2 reimagined game, So I thought that was pretty messed up.
Absolutely, yeah. They said they were going to remake it, and we didn't get a remake.
I think it's really sad that we haven't gotten like a true Resident Evil remake, like the classic style, in like nearly 2 fucking decades. I mean, how selfish can these people be? Like they've been getting Resident Evil 4 clones since 2005, and it's been almost 15 years now, and we haven't gotten a real remake for like Shinji Mikami classic style Resident Evil true remake. We have not gotten that since 2002. It's like almost 2 decades now, and people still want to shut us down. They want to censor. They want to shut down our freedom of speech. They want to fucking block. And like what's going on in the Steam forums is absolutely fucking ridiculous. I'm like, dude. And then like now they're like trying to troll us in the comment section on your videos, and then now they're trying to like make us all look stupid and trying to humiliate us. And it's like, dude, come on, like we haven't gotten a classic Resident Evil remake game since like 2002. Like how selfish can you guys be? Like you guys should try to be more understanding. Like if it wasn't for us, you wouldn't be having your games today.
No,
I hope you fucking know that.
Absolutely not.
And it's like, I don't even know why a lot of these people have been wasting their time trying to come into this channel and talk shit. I mean, if they don't like what we have to say, then go away. I mean, they're already being validated by the millions of other fucking people that think like them, and all the other like hype trailers, and on the Residents of Evil channel, and all the other channels, So, well, why the fuck are they so booty tickled about what we do? We're literally a small minority, yet they're trying to come in here and fucking ruin it all too. It doesn't make any sense for me.
It's incredibly sad. The fake Resident Evil fans are just. I mean, it's sad.
Ranting on and on. I mentioned, I wrote how they disrespect Shinji Mikami. Like Shinji Mikami basically made this fucking franchise, and like a lot of people are really disrespecting him nowadays, and it's really quite sad. I personally don't like it, but yeah. Last thing I'm gonna mention is I'm gonna bring my girlfriend over here real quick. Babe, come over here. All right, babe. You're not able to hear them speak, but I want you to tell me what Jill looks like. For you as a girl, for you, a beautiful woman, I want you to tell me what you think about Jill. Because when I showed you the trailer.
Yeah. Like Pierre was mentioning earlier, like he was mentioning earlier, like she's real. You can tell that she's like hella influenced by like that, San Francisco liberal sort of image. Like she looks. They took away all of her femininity for one thing. They changed her outfit, her face. Like she has a very like masculine facial structure. Like her hair, everything about it is just. It takes away that feminine value, and it's like. I don't know. Even as a girl looking at her, I don't feel anything from her. Like, I don't think that she's like empowering women or whatever it is that their agenda is. Like, when you play a video game, you want a hot girl to look at. You don't want some,
For sure.
And what did our other friend Jackie say about what happened to Carlos? She was talking about how Carlos used to be pretty hot. Like he used to be.
Yeah, he looks like a hobo now.
He looks like a hobo, right?
Yeah.
The same, and then she was talking about like shit. They fucked up Carlos, made him look like a hobo, made him look like a slob, and she was like, Well, at least I still got Steve. But I can imagine that if they remade Code Veronica, they're gonna make Steve look like a slob too.
Oh, I can't even
Like, make all of
imagine.
them look pretty terrible, honestly. I mean, I don't know who the character designers are now, but I mean, I wouldn't support them.
Yeah. So does Jill look pretty at all? No, right?
I don't think so. She just looks very masculine, and I don't really know what the point of that was. Like, even for me as a girl, like, I don't mind looking at, like, playing a video game and looking at a girl and thinking, like, dude, she's hella pretty, she's hella hot, you know? It's, as a girl, I like to look at things that look pretty, you know?
Yes. And babe, when I showed you Resident Evil 3 a few years ago,
Yeah.
you're in your 30s. Did you find Nemesis to be scary when you were playing the game fresh on your own?
I barely played it because I was so scared. Like, I'm not, like, because, you know, I'm not a huge gamer. Like, I did play Resident Evil games, you know, because you got me to play them, and I was scared shitless.
And wasn't the original Nemesis, he sounded better and he looks cool?
I think he did, honestly. Yeah.
Hey, that's fucked up, Jacob. You shouldn't call my girlfriend bisexual.
What the fuck?
That guy's always talking shit, man. That guy, I don't know why. Every single chat, he comes here and just, he's got nothing else to do.
I mean, I don't know.
And like, I mean, we already talked to our many Japanese friends. They're saying that Japan economy is gone down. In the 90s, when they made hella good fucking games, like all the Resident Evil classics, they had a lot more money flow in their economy because they had an economic boom from the 80s and 90s, and like they were balling, so they made good games. But these days, they're trying hella hard to cater to every single person, even the SJWs, even the feminists, and even all these other like lame people. Like, Japan's suffering an identity crisis when it comes to their entertainment because they're no longer the companies that they used to be. They're trying way too hard to cater to Americans now and American politics and stuff, you know? And like, they don't really care about their own people anymore. So yeah, thanks babe, just wanted to shout out. All right, thanks guys. I'm taking up a lot of your time, but thanks for having me, and take care guys.
Appreciate you calling in, man.
Let's slow things down for a second. The reality is, Jill is either a mannequin or a man. She's lost femininity. You guys are pleased with mediocrity. I get it. You'll take anything that's shiny, brand new.
Literally.
Lay your money down, open up your wallet, throw it at Capcom.
Even if the demo is garbage, they're still going to buy it, and you know that's a fact.
Yeah, it is a fact.
Yeah, even if the demo has bugs, they're going to sit there and make excuses. The demo isn't the final product, Michael. I can already hear it now.
Yeah, I can hear...
Holy crap!
Oh my god. You know, we've been going down this road for a long time. One of my favorite franchises is Dead Rising. The first Dead Rising, fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely.
Beyond that, it starts to go downhill. And with number 4, they really sunk the entire boat.
Oh.
The ship is in the water. It's sunk. There is nothing left to salvage. And, you know, that's what's happening with this all-new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 3. What's beyond this? It scares me, man. Because if they remake Resident Evil 4, something that is truly cherished by you fake Resident Evil fans and the rest of the real Resident Evil fans out there, it's going to be a riot. There will be a riot in the streets. People with torches.
Well, the fake Resident Evil fans, they want a remake of Resident Evil Shinji Mikami in this style. Can you imagine?
Why would they do that? Doesn't make any sense.
MR donated $1 through Super Chat. Jill's Tomb Raider costume.
Mar, thank you so kindly for the super chat. Really do appreciate it. It literally is Lara Croft. Absolutely. So bland, so generic. It's like they took a template of Lara Croft and said, we're going to copy and paste that. It worked for, Square Enix, so it's going to work for us here for this all-new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 3. It is really so sad. Hello! Hello!
On to the next
caller. Hello!
Oh, hi there. I was just looking at the new gameplay for Resident Evil 3, and I think Nemesis is stupid now because he can now teleport.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they dumbed it down.
Yeah, that's absolutely dumb. It's just like a shoot and loot game because they've got the crates in from 7 Biohazard and all that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and plus that teleporting thing was actually ripped off from Resident Evil 5 because that's what Albert Wesker was doing.
Oh my god.
Exactly.
Holy
so
crap.
shitty, man.
So sad.
Yeah. Yeah, because they're only pandering to these Fortnite fans and Call of Duty fans, and I'm very worried about the next Resident Evil sequel because I'm sure they're just kicking back to see what else they can copy.
For real. There's not much hope for this franchise at this point.
Yeah, exactly, because they're just going to keep, just copying all the latest trends and ripping off movies and shit. I'm actually looking forward to Last of Us Part 2 more than Resident Evil 3, and that's somewhat surprising because Resident Evil has always been my favourite franchise, but in recent years I've been tuning out of Resident Evil. I've been finding myself wanting to play other games like Last of Us Part 2 and even Evil Within 2. That was kind of like action horror, but that was actually scary, unlike this Resident Evil 3. Nemesis just looks so stupid. Carlos looks dumb. I don't think this RE engine is all the hype that they make it out to be.
Yeah, it's ruining what they're... I mean, they have to work around what the RE engine, can do with the photorealistic stuff, and it's sucking the soul right out of these games.
Yes, precisely. I mean, if they need to hire a model for, like, the character, like, say, Chris, for example, they could have got anybody with black hair and a black beard that even remotely resembled Chris from, say, Resident Evil 6. But instead of that, they just hired some guy with blonde hair. He doesn't look anything like Chris.
Right.
And, he's like the heart and soul of the entire franchise. And, like, with Leon, they made him look like Justin Bieber, and Joe looks like a tranny. It's just absolutely ridiculous.
Oh, yeah, they hire these models and they scan them into the game, and that's what they did with the new Jill here.
Yeah, what's going on with Nemesis getting all this new artillery as well? Because in the original, he only had a rocket launcher, and he did not teleport either.
Oh.
And Jill's doing this like fucking Matrix rolling shit all over the place now.
It is so unbelievably sad, but again, this isn't a remake, it's their all-new version of Resident Evil that's loosely inspired, and I mean loosely, folks, inspired by Resident Evil 3. Now look at that. I mean, look at what you're seeing on the screen. How can you sit there and actually defend that? It's so incredibly sad.
Yeah, exactly. This is just like Resident Evil 4 and Raccoon City. It's not a survival horror game. It's just an action horror game.
Literally,
Masquerading is a survival horror game. Because, that's what people seem to like playing nowadays, And they go pick on, like, us real fans, like Dillon and yourself and the Saunders child, which is myself, because we actually true Resident Evil fans, and, we want to be like the style of the original remake. Because that's how they should have done the remake. They should have done Resident Evil 2, just like the original Resident Evil 2, but maybe threw in some new enemies, like maybe armoured zombies, or a new tougher boss. But instead of that, they just completely reimagined the game. They just sucked the life force out of it. And this is what they're doing with Resident Evil 3, and no doubt Code Veronica in the future. And even get some people suggesting that they should remake Resident Evil 4, which is completely stupid, considering that game's only 15 years old, plus that's in the same style as what these newer games are anyway, so it's kind of pointless in a sense.
Oh yeah, and they would even ruin that. Like what we have with Resident Evil 4 is a game you can keep coming back to as an action shooter, very compelling, content there. That would even be ruined here, with the lazy millennial devs over at Clueless Capcom.
Yeah, I think as the years go on, they're just going to keep making this franchise just worse and worse. They're just going to copy other games. As I pointed out in your previous stream, they copied Revelations 2. 7 Biohazard was just a hybrid of different horror movies like Trancers. That thing, where you had to choose who to get cured. They copied that from Trancers, which is a movie with Tim Thomerson. But that's honestly sad that they copied that movie thinking that nobody would even know that. And they copied The Grudge and Evil Dead and whatnot, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
they
definitely.
only really did it because, like Konami cancelled Silent Hills, and they thought, oh, well, since they're not releasing the game, we don't have to rip off any games because we'll just do our own game and pass it off as our own, but it wasn't their own ideas, they were just ripping off Konami, basically.
Right. It is so sad on the state of where this franchise is at, but the thing is, the fake Resident Evil fans quite clearly do not care. But they should.
Yeah, according to that Dust Golem on Twitter, he said that Dino Crisis was actually in development very briefly, about a year ago, but decided to just can it, and he said that Code Veronica is not even in pre-production yet. But honestly, I don't know what I'm going to remake that game, because it's honestly not going to be a remake, it's just going to be another reimagining.
Exactly.
Like you pointed out earlier, the Dark Side Chronicles and even Umbrella Chronicles were more faithful remakes.
They were.
Resident Evil 2 from just last year there. But you know, I just think they left it too long. Being honest, they should have like remade Resident Evil 2, say about maybe 2004 or something.
Yeah.
Just like the first remake. But I think they just left it far too late. And you know, as the years go on, we're just going to be expecting more of this Call of Duty, Metal Gear Solid type crap, basically.
Yeah, it just doesn't really work for Resident Evil. But, you know, quality doesn't matter to these fake Resident Evil fans, nor does it matter to the lazy millennial devs over at clueless Capcom. That is definitely for certain.
Yeah, I mean, I've been saying the same thing on Nessa's boards, but sometimes I feel like it falls on deaf ears because every time I post, and to be honest, you don't even really get many people post on forums anymore. Have you noticed that? In recent years, they've just gone downhill. Hardly anybody even visits them anymore.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you don't shield the game, your post probably isn't going to be seen. So you basically have to agree with everyone. I mean, you know, on the Steam forums, you have to agree with what they're saying over there. You can't, you know, mention anything. You can't be critical of these games anymore. It's really weird.
Yeah, because, I mean, when it comes to gaming opinions, it's all really subjective. I mean, not everybody's going to agree with, you know, the majority of people. People are entitled to say what they want and play what they want, but obviously the people on Steam, you know, they're just the Capcom arse-lickers that don't want anybody to speak the truth about them.
Yeah, I mean, that's it's such a sad state, to be frank.
Yeah, anything that hurts their wallet, that doesn't help them, you know, a mindless purchaser of these games, they're going to go against that harsh. And, you know, Michael Does Life here proved that.
Oh, precisely. That's why, you know, we've got so many people in the comments below just talking jive, you know. I mean, that's the only reason they really tune in to your streams. They're just tuning in to take the piss. I mean, they've done it to me over the years. I've been banned from every fucking Resident Evil forum to ever exist, basically, because I spoke the truth as well, you know. I just went on the forums, I spoke my opinions. They made web pages about me, they stalk me, they're just fucking morons, you know. But this is what they do, you know. If you just speak the truth, it's like, you know, you're just a fucking Capcom hater, you know. But I'm not a hater, you know. I've been playing these games since, like, I was 15 and I'm 34 now, so obviously people like you and I have been there through thick and thin, you know. So we actually know where the franchise should be, but I think, you know, a lot of these morons that go in the forums, you know, they just need their fucking heads examined.
I mean, you know, they're just used to this, you know, pumping out things that aren't quality. They want to put their money down because it's brand new. It's not about content anymore. It's not about quality. It's about putting a new thing in my hand.
Brand new per se, because they're basically just recycling old ideas, you know, and just trying to pass off as something new. But I mean, you know, as I said on Wild Haze, right, they need to push forward with sequels. I think they should leave the remakes alone because, you know, basically they're just living in the past all the time, because I know that's when the Ashes to be made, you know what I mean? They're just basically recycling stuff, just like with Hollywood. They just remake every horror movie there is, you know, because it's really all they've got left to try, you know. But even so, when they make the next Resident Evil sequel, they're basically just going to be ripping off other games. Like Revelations 2 completely rips off The Last of Us with the Winter section, and even Enemies were basically the same. Like the Afflicted were copying the Runners, and the Bloater was ripped off with the Vulcan Blubber. But I mean, does Capcom really think that people that play other games and other genres aren't going to notice these things? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's really it's a sad situation all around, to be honest.
Yeah, and at least Naughty Dog delayed their game, right? So that kind of proves, you know, that they wanted to fine-tune everything. But you can't see Capcom doing that, you know. When this game comes out in April, it's probably going to be full of glitches, you know, because they're just wanting to rush it out, you know what I mean? They even said it's not going to be delayed, so even if it's a pile of shit, you know, they're not going to delay it.
Donated $5 through Super Chat. What happened to the hype train prop that you had in your Spider-Man PS4 and videos? I missed that proper lot. I'd appreciate it if it came back.
So again, thank you so kindly for the super chat. Really do appreciate it. I still do have the hype train prop, and when that time is right, it definitely will, believe me, make its comeback. But, you know, we can only pull it out when the time is right, so thank you so kindly again for that super chat.
Yeah. But anyway, I'll pop off for now so you can take some more calls, yeah?
Yeah, for sure, man. Thanks for calling in. I appreciate you.
Okay, that's cool, man. Right, you go take care for now.
Yeah, you take care, man.
All right, I'll catch you again soon.
Hell yeah.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Awesome. Congratulations, Michael. I heard that you got blocked by Capcom and the official Resident Evil page on Twitter, which means that you have a lot of momentum going. I don't know if you remember the last time that we speak, but I just wanted to pitch a couple ideas to you guys. I remember that the last time I requested maybe some T-shirts, considering that you're freaking hilarious. I mean, seriously, man. Like I understand, you're a diehard fan, and so am I, and I really feel like a lot of supporters will really purchase merchandise from you. But besides that, my main idea that I wanted to pitch to you guys is, what if you had came up with a petition for the, is his name Shin Makaji?
Yeah.
The original GameCube remake? Correct me if I'm wrong, right?
Right.
Okay. What if we had him what if you guys had led a petition to have everybody that's in the comments, everybody that's viewing, to push forward for a Resident Evil 2 remake, a real Resident Evil 2 remake, just like the original Resident Evil that was pressed out for GameCube, for the Xbox One and PS4 stores. Now, what if we can get the attention of him to be able to go ahead and put in motion for a real remake for Resident Evil 2 and 3? Because, I mean, honestly, it's not cutting it with Resident Evil 3. We don't have the decision-making times no more. We don't have, Nemesis, you guys already know how he looks.
Yeah.
Jill looks like a man. Carlos is a completely different character. So what do you guys think about that? Do you guys think that something like that is possible?
Well, I mean, it's definitely a possibility, but I don't think it would really. I don't think it would amount to much, to be quite frank. Petitions are really, they're just not. They don't really go anywhere, to be quite frank. So, we're critical because we care, and we continue to push really hard and really strong for the future of this franchise. Obviously, what's done is done here. Capcom isn't going to slam on the brakes because they don't quite clearly care about quality. And honestly, why should they when they're catering and pandering to the fake Resident Evil fans that don't care about quality, that will be there regardless of quality because it's brand new and shiny, you know what I mean? So there's just a lot of that at play. But, we're here because we want to see the future of this franchise. We care about these games, and we want to see ultimately, these games in a way better spot than they're currently in.
Exactly. Same. Well, I was just thinking about another idea. I've seen a lot of people tweeting on Twitter after we had got the announcement of the demo. What do you guys feel? Where do you guys feel a Resident Evil 4 remake stands after seeing the Resident Evil 2 remake and the Resident Evil 3 remake? Would that be something that you guys would even consider? Even Capcom should even consider doing? Like, what do you guys think that Capcom should do for them to, rejuvenate the actual main, games of Resident Evil? Will make Resident Evil. It's a survival horror game. It's not an action game. It's not meant for you to have a over-the-shoulder shooter game. It's something that you have to solve puzzles in. Something that you have to really pay attention to. It's something that, you have to really be very attentive to be able to get through these games, especially with a good rank. So, what do you guys think that Capcom should do as far as making the next future titles, as best as they can be? Should they just scrap it and just do Resident Evil 8? Or should they just leave these remakes in the past and just quit before they ruin anything else?
Yeah, definitely that. They should quit and move on.
Yeah, and
Exactly.
mean, if the RE engine is restricting them from doing what they need to do, maybe they should, rip out the engine entirely and start from scratch. Because,
that's a very good idea, too.
These are pretty games, if you don't look too close at them. But really, the mechanics of not being able to shoot through the glass and, certain things, it's blocking it from being a great game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's a complete bummer, man. I remember playing Resident Evil 2, Leon's disc, and just remembering, wow, I was thought at that time that the games were so ahead of their time. It's kind of sad that now here in 2019 and 2020 now that we can't even shoot through and see what a bullet will do to glass. The game, I feel like the games are going to be, if they're aiming for the RE engine to be really realistic, they're going to have to either upgrade the engine or they're going to have to throw away the entire engine, especially for a remake, because these are games that, with your fans, they're not going to continue to support any more of these future games anymore because they're giving us bullshit. You know, the games, they're not anywhere close to what they could have done. And especially like the texture comment too. I seen the inside the Raccoon Police Department where when you look at the papers,
right,
you can't even read the text on the papers.
Nope.
You know, this is something that's been done in multiple games before this.
Yeah.
I don't understand how that is something that they can just slip over and not pay attention to.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
attention to detail. If they're going to do it, they have to do it right. And I
Right.
don't think that they're giving it to us at all. You know, that's why I support you guys, and I just want you guys to get some kind of message of encouragement, because I know there's a lot of people on here that try to make it seem like, oh, we're just Resident Evil haters, but at the end of the day, we want the best for Resident Evil because we love Resident Evil way more than they do.
Exactly,
so
man.
You guys keep up the good work, man, and we want some merchandise, man. I'm waiting on some merchandise. I'm over here in the hotel with my girlfriend. I tell her all the time, man, when this guy comes out with t-shirts, we're going to get every single one of them. Seriously. So, yeah, we're looking forward to some more, you know, conversations and, you know, some more critics. Hopefully we can get some more critics. You guys can influence some more critics to come out and stop being such pansies, you know? You guys have the balls to be able to tell everybody, like, okay, this is what it should be and this is where it's standing. So keep up the good work, man. I'm going to keep it short and sweet, and I'm out of here, all right?
All right. Thanks for calling in, man. I appreciate you.
It's no problem at all. Take care.
Take care.
You know, it's the unthinking the majority that rules here. It's the majority of people who aren't willing to step up and speak. If you think this is such a great game that's going to be coming out, say so. And have some damn points as to why. Because just because it's shiny and brand new, that doesn't mean shit.
Exactly. We have one fake Resident Evil fan call in because they can't go up against what we laid out earlier on in this show. We gave them the cold hard facts. We gave them the reality of the situation, and they're too busy going, too busy doing stupid, silly crap like that. That at the end of the day is quite clearly going to get them nowhere. They don't have the balls to step up to that plate because they're too busy trying to get in bed with Capcom. They're too busy trying to get, you know, validation, free copies, this, that, and the third. You know,
They don't. And these dumb babies, these Fortniters who can't pause their game because it's a Battle Royale, always online game, they can't call in and provide points. All they do is say, oh, the streets are dirty, Michael. Oh, Michael.
Don't even remind me of that garbage.
I remember because that person had no point. Yeah. They were just trying to subvert us into their little mind, and, you know...
Incredibly sad.
Yeah, incredibly sad.
Now,
it's a tragedy.
Where are they? You know, they don't have the balls to even call in.
Yeah.
You know, you think they're gonna criticize these games? They aren't capable of doing that. They aren't capable of putting their thinking cap on. So, you know, that's why the games are where they're at today.
Yeah.
It's about graphics, style, and presentation. It's not about substance, quite clearly.
We need Silent Hill to come back and save this shit.
Oh, we'll see. Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey.
Hey, so, dude, I was thinking about, like, possible DLC for Resident Evil 3 Remake.
Right.
And, dude, I was wondering, are they actually going to have the female Jill DLC skins, or, cause I don't know what I'm looking at now, bro.
Well, I think you got to pre-order to get the iconic outfit, you know, so that's something that is in play here. It's behind a paywall. You know, if you want that original outfit attire to return, you gotta plop down your money. And there's no telling what Capcom.
Dude,
right?
Don't you think that's like I don't know, because like that new Jill kind of looks like a little transgender. I mean, I'm not discriminating, but like that doesn't look like the female Jill from the original game, bro.
Not even close.
No.
In fact, it's as far as you can get from Jill, because Jill's a tough woman, and this is a weak man.
Bro, like, if my girlfriend looked that manly, like, I wouldn't even know what to say, man. I'll just be like, why not just like shave your head and change your name to like, instead of Jill, change it to Jake, bro. I couldn't really tell the difference. Shit.
Yeah, well, they've ruined the characters, and that's not necessarily a surprise because they ruined the characters in this all-new edition of Resident Evil 2 as well. So there's, unfortunately, continuing that trend.
Well, thanks, man. I'm just gonna keep it short and sweet. Keep on rocking, but man, I don't know. I'm thinking about buying this like once it hits the bargain bin, but I don't even know.
Well,
Probably stick to my PlayStation copy, bro.
If anything, just check out that demo. I mean, it's free, so.
You can't beat free.
Appreciate you calling in, man.
Thanks, bro.
Hello.
Yo, Michael does life and Dillon in the details. What's up?
Hell yeah, man.
Man, I have no idea what is going on with this upcoming edition of Resident Evil 3. Honestly, the Nemesis, he's just not scary at all. Not anything I remember in the original.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's a soulless cash grab. They obviously rushed this one. They threw it together real quick, and it shows, unfortunately.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Like, the part where, he grabs you and pulls you to him.
Oh.
She's just laying there, and then, it takes, a good 2 seconds, 3 seconds, and she's like, oh, now I'm going to roll. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
Jill's usually quick on her feet,
right.
Nemesis, he's, aggressive, and it's nothing like they did before. Like, I don't know exactly who worked on, Nemesis or Jill and who said, oh, let's make him like this, but they really fucked up.
Oh, they certainly did, and it's incredibly sad. But the thing is, the fake Resident Evil fans, they don't care. They sit there and make excuses for the lazy millennial devs over at Clueless Capcom. In fact, they're probably doing that right now in the chat.
Oh, man, yeah, they're always making excuses. And there's, another part with the Dream Demos, so that little area that Jill was in.
Right.
And they use the same music that was in the parking lot that you are in RE2 when you fight the dogs.
Wow.
The same exact song.
So lazy. Just so incredibly, they just don't care about putting in that work. It's about, hey, we got to get it out at this date, and that shows.
It's sad.
It's tragic, yeah. It's a tragedy.
And there's a lot of things wrong with RE2, just what they did with Kendo. He never mentioned a daughter in the first game.
Right.
How has that come up? And because you want to give the guy a character, but you ruined a moment that was classic to RE2. Was
yeah, such an
zombies
iconic.
breaking through the windows.
Yeah, you can't beat that.
They eat them, and then you pick up your shotgun if you decide to kill them.
Exactly. I mean, I don't understand anything on where they're coming from. I mean, it's literally, they turned it into such a stupid, silly, cheesy Hallmark moment where my daughter, okay, and then you're into the sewers, dude, come on, bro. You know what I mean? It's so ridiculous.
Yeah, it's honestly if I had a choice to if I was in a room with fucking Hitler and the devs of Capcom, I'm shooting the devs of Capcom, bro.
Well, it's pretty crazy, but look, the lazy millennial devs over at Clueless Capcom, they need a reality check, and the only way to do that is to not buy this game.
Yeah. Alright, thanks for having me, brother. I just wanted to say those things about the game, and, there's a lot of other things that are wrong with this game and what's going on, and it's just truly sad, and I just want to give my sense on what's I just noticed the song and all the moments in RE2 got, messed up, so it's I'm glad you're doing the work you're doing and making people wake up to smell that coffee.
Absolutely. Thanks for calling in, man. Take care.
Yeah, thank you.
We've spilled the beans here, and people are waking up slowly but surely. I mean, dude, they're screw it. Let's just
hello. Hello.
Why are you guys up so late, man?
Man, dude.
We're giving that reality check. It's not that late, man.
He said, give me the reality check.
Ain't that late.
Hey man, I gotta say, man, it's been fun hearing the chat, bro. But I love the whole Resident Evil games, bro. Don't get me wrong, but the new one looks pretty good.
Well,
I gotta say it, bro.
I don't know if I agree, man. I think.
I mean, because all right, if you compare it to the old ones, and I don't get me wrong, like how the last guy was just talking about, that the same music was used in the, let's say, the parking lot area, right? If you really think about it, Resident Evil has always kept the same kind of music, atmosphere music. Like, if you go to the police station in Resident Evil 3, it's the same music from Resident Evil 2. So, you can't really say that when it comes to that. They try to keep the same tone of the music and the atmosphere.
Thank you, Matt San Diego. I really do appreciate the super chat. It is so incredibly sad. They have really ruined everything, and it is, you know, in the face of adversity, it's really, it sucks, you know, that we have to continue to push really hard and really strong and fight this uphill battle with these fake Resident Evil fans, which there might very well be one on the telephone right now. I'm not quite entirely sure, but again, thank you so kindly, San Diego, for that super chat. Really do appreciate it. We're going to continue to push really hard and really strong. Yeah, not scary, no music. Spoon-fed puzzles, not survival horror, mindless combat, soulless plot, and characters. It's really, that's dead on. Hello, yeah, we're back.
Resident Evil 3 for the beginning of being action.
Well, here, let me ask you.
It had a dodge button, bro.
Right. Well,
Resident Evil 2 didn't have that.
Right. Well, let me ask you this: have you pre-ordered the game?
Did I pre-order the new one? No, I haven't pre-ordered it. I'm gonna try the demo first.
Right. That's smart.
Yeah, I always try, like, if there's a demo option, I always try them.
Absolutely.
Because it's just to me, if I don't get the feeling from the demo,
right,
I don't see the reason why. I'll probably borrow it from a friend. That's just me. But because I've learned the hard way, there's many games, even RPGs, that my friends like, oh, buy it, and me like a stupid ass go buy it, and then I'm like, I didn't enjoy it the same way my friend did, so I'm like, fuck, I just spent $60 on this fucking game because I went by what my friend told me. So I tried them, like I tried Resident Evil 7. A lot of people liked it. I hated the game. My brother had it. I went over there. He's like, yo, it's fucking cool. It's first person. I'm like, why the fuck is Resident Evil first person? Like, I get it. It's supposed to scare you more. It didn't feel like Resident Evil. It just felt like a first person zombie weird game. I don't know, like fucking. It felt like it was like demons or possessed people. Like, I don't know. The girl looked possessed. She didn't look like a fucking zombie. She looked like fucking, you know. I don't know. It just didn't have the feeling to me. It felt like crazy people. Like, you know those movies where you got like the hillbillies and shit, like, or like the Chainsaw Massacre. You know, like you're standing fucking nuts and weird and shit, and they eat fucking disgusting food, and the house is dirty. That's what Resident Evil 7 felt like to me. Like one of those movies like that. So I didn't like it. I was like, this is not Resident Evil. And then you see Chris at the end. I'm like, that's fucking Chris. I'm like, what the fuck happened? So that's when everything changed for me. Like, yeah, I don't like the new models. I felt that if they're gonna reimagine it, I think if they would have kept at least the models from the old ones, people would have liked it a little more. But yeah, I agree. The new dialogues is kind of corny, but I just feel like they should have remade it like good, like how they did with Metal Gear. Metal Gear, you know, they went back, but they kept the same look. They kept the same character until they changed David Hayter. I didn't like it either. A lot of people, Keith Sullivan. Like, no, you can't change a fucking actor. Like, to me, that ruins everything. You can't fucking do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, right now with the whole Johnny Depp thing, they fucking fired him from Pirates of the Caribbean. You think anybody's gonna want to watch a fucking reboot without Johnny Depp in it?
Hell no.
No, they're fucking not gonna watch it. So it's the same way I feel about a Metal Gear character. David Hayter is fucking Solid Snake. You cannot fucking put somebody else to play that voice. That's it. It's over. That's why Metal Gear 5 fucking flopped. It wasn't the best one. People talk about it, but to me it was trash. It was the first game that Metal Gear that Snake had no dialogue. If you really recall the game, if you actually played it, I don't know if you did. Snake had no fucking dialogue. Everybody else spoke. It was like playing one of those fucking Japanese games that you make the character and it doesn't fucking talk. Like, what the fuck were we watching? You know what I mean? So to me, that's the same way I feel about the new Resident Evil. It just feels like teenagers. They were like young and stupid, and then the dialogue didn't make sense. I agree with it. I think Resident Evil 2 looked cool environmental-wise, but they missed a lot of markers, and there was a lot that they took out. Yes, I agree with that. Resident Evil 3 looks better, at least in the action aspect. It has a little bit more action. But, like I said, I think the reason they did that too is because Resident Evil 3 really was the first game that tried to make it more action-wise with the dodge button and Nemesis like being more aggressive than the previous tyrants. So they try to make it like more action-wise. So to me, yeah, I don't feel it's survival horror. I feel it's just an action shooter. So I feel like I just have to try the demo just to see if I like it or not. But honestly, I don't like the character models. And the worst one is Carlos. I gotta say, he looks fucking retarded, bro.
Oh.
He looks. Oh my god, what the fuck were they thinking, bro?
Yeah, well, it's gonna have to be a jam-packed demo to convince a lot of people.
I think they have to definitely put more than Resident Evil 2 demo because
Right.
you can't make it short like Resident Evil 2 demo that the people they're gonna be like, what the fuck was this?
Yeah.
I don't know. I agree with you guys, bro. But I am gonna try it. I'm gonna try the demo. If it's worth buying, then I'll buy it. The only game I'm probably gonna put my money on because it looks good. People are talking good about it, and people that tried the demo, and a lot of people that I follow, like YouTubers like you guys, they vouch for it. Is Final Fantasy VII Remake. So that's probably one that I will be buying.
Jay, thank you so kindly for the super chat. Really do appreciate it.
Yeah, man, I no problem, man. You guys keep doing your thing, man. Michael, you're hilarious, bro. Your videos are fucking hilarious. I know that sometimes you troll on certain games. Because I know that some games you do like, but like you have certain points that make sense. But I know sometimes you troll people, bro. But like I think with Resident Evil, this is probably the one thing that you're most serious about because you was probably the only person that was the most hype for Resident Evil 3, bro. Like you kept talking about it before it was even fucking revealed. You kept pushing for like.
I was there when no one else
I
was.
know that it disappointed you when you saw the fucking review. You're like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
You know. So it sucks, man. It really does suck. I just hope that, like how the last guy was saying, and everybody's been talking about, like the previous callers. I just hope that somewhere down the line, Capcom says, let's make one that with the old character models, and let's make it more like what people expect, what they're expecting, what we know they want. You know what I'm saying? And I think they can win us over in that sense.
Yeah, hopefully that happens sooner rather than later. But at this rate, it might be a few decades.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen.
Right.
But it's true what you said. Maybe they should just make another. I mean, they tried with Evil Within and it was trash. So I don't know. I think they should just not do horror no more. Maybe they should just do like something else. That's it. But you guys keep doing your thing, man. I'll keep watching. Have a good night, guys.
Take care, man. Appreciate you.
You too, buddy.
We're not, I seen the comment. We ain't haters, okay? I don't know where that's coming from. Critical because we care. Ain't haters. I don't know where that's coming from. Brutally critical. Brutally critical. We're not gonna, sugarcoat anything. Brutally critical because we care. That's what you need to understand. You fake Resident Evil fans that came from Fortnite. Go watch Ninja, okay?
Hello.
They missed that mark. Part 2, the new one, should have gotten an A and B scenario. But not only that, but we should have gotten a C and D scenario for Ada and Hunk.
Sure.
And the worst part is Kendo. I mean, my daughter. Like, what the hell is that?
I mean, that's unbelievably sad. Holy. Like, how do you screw that up? It's like they literally didn't even play the original Resident Evil 2 1998, quite clearly.
Mm-hmm. And, yeah, that Jacob guy, if he's still around, I think he's a piece of shit.
He just loves attention, man. It's his bedtime, though. He's going sleepy bedtime.
True. And one more thing, I got a message for all the fake fans. They could either wake up and smell that coffee, or continue going, ooh.
Yeah, doing stupid,
Silly crap like that at the end of the day, gonna get you nowhere, you fake Resident Evil fans.
Serving up reality checks.
Not one fake Resident Evil fan tonight.
You know what? Because
silenced.
They have nothing to say. There is nothing you can say that is going to save this all-new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 3. It is already in the garbage can. I do not like it.
Yeah, we've exposed it. We've shown you the cracks. Proof is in the pudding. The writing is on the wall.
Leon Kennedy himself calling to say,
Leon
what
Kennedy.
the hell?
What if it's really him? It's literally him.
It could be.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Well, Leon. That's your name? Leon Kennedy?
Yeah, man. I just wanted to tell you that I think Resident Evil sucks. I think Leon fucks the weapon merchant in the ass. I think you guys both fuck each other in the ass. I think you're both gay. And yeah, alright, take it easy.
Very intuitive.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Triggered fake Resident Evil fans who have
Couldn't
nothing to
handle
add
the reality
to the
of the
conversation.
situation.
You see this certified fucking badge? It's a mighty big...
They don't even know what we're holding. They look at that and they say, "What is this?"
Oh, it's...
They don't even know what it is.
Do I
They don't
put
even
this
know...
in my core?
Yeah.
Duh.
That's not even a thing anymore either. You got streaming, Bluetooth. They literally don't know what this is. And it's incredibly sad, and it shows. It shows that you fake Resident Evil fans, you know, you came from Fortnite to this all-new edition of Resident Evil 2. You know, the fake Resident Evil fans are so hesitant to call in.
Another real one.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, it's KT again.
Hell yeah.
I just wanted to speak in Dillon's defense because I remember this little Aqua gay kid, and I think Jacob and a couple other guys, like they were really trying to undermine Dillon's credibility by saying like Dillon didn't remember the William Birkin's name Resident Evil 2. Well, to be honest, in his defense, like when you play the Resident Evil 2 reimagined game, there was really nothing special about Nemesis. About William Birkin at all. He was like forgettable. He was so forgettable because he was overshadowed by Mr. X. Everybody was losing their shits over Mr. X. And honestly, I think Capcom put more love into Mr. X than William Birkin. I mean, Mr. X was around the entire game, and William Birkin was only around like at the very butt end of the game. So I don't blame Dillon at all for forgetting William Birkin's name. He was completely forgettable. He was forgettable when I played through it. And William Birkin had way more story. You actually felt sorry for him in the original, you know, like how he got shot up and shit, and they jacked his creation and all that. But he didn't have any kind of presence in the new one, you know. So it was pretty lame. So if anything, I think the reason why Dillon forgot about William Birkin's name was probably because of just Mr. X. He stole the show, really. Everybody's talking about Mr. X, and if you scroll in the comment section for all these people that love the Resident Evil 2 reimagined game, all they talk about is Mr. X. Like barely anybody talks about William Birkin. So just wanted to share that.
Hell yeah, man. I tell you, here's the thing, Michael. In the original Resident Evil 2, when I seen William Birkin get shot up like that, it was kind of tragic. His creation...
Well, you felt something, yeah.
Yeah, and it felt like genuine, man. Like when he injects himself with the G virus, it doesn't feel like one of those Hallmark moments. It felt like something is actually happening, like we're watching a hardcore drama, and instead we're watching this thing I do not care about. Like, bro, Mr. X, fuck all that garbage.
It's a meme.
I'm done.
It's a meme. That's literally all, yeah. They did that whole meme thing with Busta Rhymes or whoever, Exhibit. I don't know who did it. You know,
Yeah,
the song.
Thomas the Tank
Give it
Engine.
to you. Yeah, like, dude, come on.
If they did that with the original Resident Evil 2, everyone...
Well, this all new edition of Resident Evil 2 is quite clearly a meme game.
It is. It really
is.
is.
I don't think anyone actually sat there and thought, wow, this is actually quality. They just kind of laughed at it.
It's there to mod.
It's enjoyable.
Yeah. That bunch of garbage.
Hello. Hello.
You are on Michael Does Life show. Speak now or forever hold your peace. Forever hold your peace. Yeah. We don't do text chat here. We do. You speak to us.
Right.
Right. Yeah. Nah, things are not looking good. If the next thing is another remake, bro, they're done. Capcom's in the garbage can. I mean, not to say they're not already, digging themselves a deep grave with this all-new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 3, but, man, if quality's not there,
if it's not, at the forefront, then...
Yeah. And people are going to realize that with this auto aim, freaking garbage crap, Call of Duty nonsense, diarrhea. Let's see what's up.
Hello.
Michael, what's up, buddy?
Hell yeah.
I haven't talked to you guys in a long time. Michael, I'm the guy that said I was going to buy you the Resident Evil 3 copy.
Hell yeah.
Listen, guys, I feel like it's going down the shitter hardcore, man. They should just focus on Resident Evil 8 and leave 3 and 2 alone. They should never went in the past. That's really clear-cut everything right now with the Resident Evil games. Just showing straight to 8. I don't know what the hell they're doing. Day by day, I don't even think I'm going to get Resident Evil 3. Remember, I was on the phone with you. I said I was going to get it. Now I don't think I'm going to get it.
Just a second, bro.
Yeah.
Exactly. Thank you, KT, so kindly for the super chat. Yeah, the haters, they've been silenced. They're gone. They don't have the balls to call in, and it's incredibly sad.
It's over, man. It's over. I mean, and you know what's funny, Mike? At the end of the day, I know you're not big on this game, but if you realize when The Last of Us comes out, they're gonna make Resident Evil 1. Resident Evil 1.
Oh, Capcom games.
Michael, do not disrespect The Last of Us when it comes out.
Keep shit talking our games, and Dillon is getting blocked as well. Dillon, you better watch out, Capcom Games. Thank you so kindly, Capcom Games, for the super chat. Really do appreciate it. Dillon, they are giving you a warning here. You talk crap, they're going to block you too.
Well, that's Dillon. That's not Dillon.
Oh,
that's not how my name's spelled, people.
Well.
Get it straight. I'm a somebody. You're probably a nobody.
So, yeah, Last of Us Part 2. Believe I've already made videos about that, and that's coming soon. And my oh my, you know, look, the whole Sony show over there is in desperate need of a reality check. Believe me.
They are.
IGN already gave it a 10. They're giving it a 10.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you know that's going to happen. I mean, the PS5 is nowhere to be found, and yet, you know, we're learning more about Xbox Series X. 12 teraflops. It's going to freaking outperform it. And yet, PS5...
but as a Sony fan, I mean, I'm not as a fanboy, but, like, I couldn't see myself getting Xbox. I just couldn't do it.
Right.
I can't do it.
Well, we got to see what the software is. I mean, we don't know what's coming for PS5. We can assume, but we don't know what's coming for Xbox either. They could have some fucking unbelievable titles up their sleeve.
I'm sure... Not in the works, but I'm sure PlayStation will throw a nice curveball and make it good. I don't know why. I feel like they will.
Well, they need to show me why I need to be there day one. You know, if they want me to spend $500 on their box, they need games there day one, and games that I care about. I don't want to play Horizon Zero Dawn 2. I don't want to play, you know, a remastered version of Last of Us Part 2. You know, why would I want to do that? Right? So they need to give me a reason.
You know what game I do not want to play?
What?
Days Gone 2.
Yeah, that's, please. Trash. Unbelievably sad.
Garbage.
It's so bad.
The
game was literally broken.
Horrible game. Horrible
game.
I tried to give it a chance to. Horrible game.
Literally broken. We played it.
Yeah, and, you know, these games that require patches to play,
No,
it's like,
literally. There was an audio bug.
There must have been 9 million patches for Days Gone.
Yeah, because it was in the shitter.
Oh,
it was in the shitter.
days,
The Sony
man.
fanboys sat there and they went, "Oh, Mackle, you're so wrong. Oh, Mackle, what's wrong with you?" But they were too busy doing that.
And the fact is, you literally said every week this game was going to be trash. And
Exactly. I predicted it. I predicted No Man's Sky. I predicted Mafia 3. Like, dude, guys, wake up, smell the coffee, you know?
Wait, are we getting a new Mafia game anytime soon or now?
Well, there's been some rumors about it, so, you know, we'll definitely see. Hopefully there is. I mean, I think that would be awesome.
Probably not until, like, PS5 days, I think, probably.
Right. Well, hey, if that's in the near future, that would be exciting. Obviously, you know, Mafia 3 had problems, no doubt about it, but, hey.
I don't even remember Mafia 3, that's how bad it was.
Right, yeah, definitely had some problems, to say the least.
Yeah, it's really a rinse and repeat kind of game.
But the story was pretty solid. If you just watch, like, a movie story cutscene, you know, that's entertaining.
Hey, Dillon, your Doom game's coming out soon.
Oh, Zoom Eternal. Bro.
I'm alright, man. I mean, it looks...
Have you seen the new... Bro, have you seen the new trailer for that?
I just...
Guys,
the first Doom, I mean... I just couldn't get into it. I couldn't get not into it. I got bored in 20 minutes.
Right, yeah, the 2016 one.
Yeah.
It was trash.
Minutes, literally.
It was literally trash. That's a terrible... I made a video on it back in 2016. You can go back and look at that. I mean,
I get it. If you're a Doom fan, I get it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's just running gun.
Right. Well, now they're catering to the Zoomers, the Fortnite crowd, just like this all new, you know, upcoming edition of Resident Evil 3 is doing. You know, I mean, it is...
Resident Evil 3, listen. real quick, when's the demo coming out?
Well, they didn't give us a date, but hopefully sometime sooner rather than later. But I would suspect later March. So it's March 1st.
That's the furthest I'm going to play Resident Evil 3.
Exactly. Oh, hell no, I'm not.
Level 3 and that's it.
Absolutely. And especially if they include Nemesis, you know what I mean?
Can they just make Resident Evil 8 and get... Because honestly, I don't know if I told you Mike last time, but honestly, I like 7. I don't care. I
Right.
like 7.
Right.
I don't know why.
Yeah,
I liked it.
I mean...
And then they killed it with 2. I was like, oh no.
Oh. Right, they need to move forward instead of going backwards. There's no point in moving backwards at this point.
Yeah, I don't think they had an idea for 8. That's what happened. They didn't have an idea, so they kind of said, let's go back in the day and make some money.
Hopefully they're not pandering to the fake Resident Evil fans. That would be incredibly sad.
But Mike, before I get out of here, please be nice. Please be nice to The Last of Us 2. Be nice. Be nice.
Well, I mean, there's some videos I made about it, and I don't think you're going to like them. But, look, if we got to send those reality checks out, we will.
Mike, I'm a fan of yours, but I might dislike that video.
Well, just be prepared because it's coming. I'll tell you what.
I'll make sure you know I disliked it.
Alrighty, man.
Take care, guys.
Take care.
You too, man.
Later.
Well, I'll say this about The Last of Us Part 2. There is more gameplay for that game as of this recording.
Yeah, it's fucking Naughty Dog, but still, it's a movie game. It's a Sony title, so...
I'd rather have,
And do you really want to play Last of Us Part 2 on that 2013 ancient hardware that runs like, it's like mobile CPU. The PS4's got a mobile CPU essentially, right? So it's just going to be... How they're going to make that work on that old hardware is going to be a sight to see.
Well, let me ask you this. When you put The Last of Us Part 2 up against this all-new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 3, which is going to win that battle?
Well, honestly, I would rather play this all-new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 3 just to see how bad it is.
Oh, yeah,
I think I think that'd be more entertaining than Last of Us Part 2.
But let's say you're required to put 8 hours of gameplay in it.
What?
You're required.
In what?
Into either Last of Us Part 2 or this all-new upcoming edition.
Well, I mean, this all-new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 3 isn't going to be 8 hours, and Last of Us Part 2 is going to have 8 hours, no doubt, worth of cutscenes. So.
Oh, no doubt. So that's what I'm saying.
Cause.
Would you rather have 8 hours of cutscene, or would you rather play through the game 3 times?
If I'm going to watch a movie, I'll put a movie in. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll watch Godfather Part 2. I'm tired of these movie games where you just point A to point B, linear as hell. They restrict what you can do, and they tell this stupid, silly story that's not taken seriously anywhere. I mean, let's get real. Anyway, you know what I mean? It's like these developers wanted to go to Hollywood. They wanted to make these movies. They wanted to tell their stories. Video games are not the place where you ultimately settle to tell your story. Because no one takes it seriously. If you go talk to people that don't play video games, they will tell you, oh, you play video games, you just play them to waste time, kill time. They don't take them seriously. Thank you, Alex, for subscribing. Got some new callers lined up. Let's give them a reality. Hello.
Reality check.
Hello.
Hello. What's going on?
Well, there's a lot going on, but...
That's good. So what are your thoughts on the new Resident Evil 3 coming out? Did you like the gameplay, or, do you just think it's like dog shit? Personally,
let me get back to you on that.
Just a second.
Hey, man, Jonathan, if you donate $100, we might do what you say. But we really do appreciate your support through Super Chat. I'll give $100 to end this sad excuse. It's not a sad excuse of a stream, okay? We're here because we care. We're brutally critical, and that's the reality of the situation. But if you want to donate $100, I mean...
KT donated $2 through Super Chat. Capcom and haters are insecure about us, aren't they?
Absolutely. Thank you, KT. A real Resident Evil fan has been calling in, showing his support, not only through calling in, but Super Chat as well. Really do appreciate it. These fake Resident Evil fans, they just continue to come back for more. They need that reality check, and it's incredibly sad. But they don't care about quality. Hello.
Hello?
Yep, we're back.
Wait, do I have to donate $100 to talk, or what's going on?
No, someone said they would donate $100, and you know they want to stay on the stream. But until I see that,
I was just wondering. So you saw the gameplay of Resident Evil 3, right? What are your thoughts?
well, we've been talking about it here throughout the stream. But if you know, I assume you just joined. But yeah, it's not where
I did just join.
Right,
yeah.
right. It's not where it needs to.
A little later.
Right, it's not where it needs to be. Let's just put it that way.
I actually agree. I mean, like, you got Resident Evil 2 Remake, for example. You know, Leon S. Kennedy looks like a fucking Barbie doll. You know, he looks like a cuck.
Justin
Most
Bieber.
likely. And you know, they just rammed the lab and all into shit. Looks like dog shit. So, you know, and I don't know what the hell they're thinking. You said the millennial devs at Capcom. I think they're Zoomers now. Shit.
Oh hell yeah.
You know, I was a fan since day one, 1998. Even though they came out in 1996. What about you? How old are you?
Well, we're older. Let's just put it that way.
Same.
Right.
So, do you have any hope in the newest Resident Evil coming out? You know, Resident Evil 3.
Hey, I mean, look, no. I mean, unfortunately, that's the answer. But I guess we'll find out come that demo release date.
So you do have like a smidge of hope. I kind of do, to be honest. I was disappointed on Resident Evil 2 Remake. But, like, yeah, maybe, you know, Resident Evil 3 might bring back some shit. I see that Nemesis has this swag step back, the dodge and shit.
No.
I don't know.
Hey, pal, give us a second here. We gotta work something out.
Dude, what this shit's going on here?
The reality check.
Let's wait for the sub.
Yeah, just give us a second here.
Jonathan Padilla
donated $80 through Super Chat.
What the fuck?
Try me. All these people that want to help you are low life just like you. But props to you for making money by saying the same stuff over and over again for years on end. Surprised you're not in a mental hospital yet.
Jonathan, I don't know what to say, but we really do appreciate you supporting us through Super Chat. I'll tell you that right here, right now. $100. And, you know, look, we're here, we're critical because we care. That's the reality of the situation. We're not haters. I don't know where you're getting that from. A mental hospital. You know, they want to put a dark cloud over our head because we care. Think about that. We're brutally critical because we care. Do you think we want to shut down Capcom? Do you think we want to, you know, come on, get real. Wake up and smell the coffee. We're critical because we care. Brutally critical. I don't know how hard that is to understand. You can read the description of this channel. It literally tells you, you know, what it's all about. Brutally critical because we want to see these, you know, games do better, get better. It's not that hard, folks. It's not that hard.
It's really not. And if people, you know, wake up and smell the coffee a little bit more, you know, more of us out there, us real Resident Evil fans are going to prevail. Because look what talking did. Look what Facebook did. You know, comments and all this. It got that Resident Evil 2 reimagining to happen. Now, it wasn't a remake like we had hoped, but it happened. Now, if you fake and real Resident Evil fans start speaking out against this action shooter nonsense, you know, Capcom is going to take the boat in the right direction. Otherwise, it's the Titanic right now, sunken. And I have some hope for Capcom. I'm hoping the next game will not be a remake. But as far as story goes, they backed themselves into that deep corner. I don't know what to tell them to do. If I had the opportunity, I'd say, please look forward, not back.
Right. Unbelievable, Jonathan. I don't know.
You want us to end the stream?
Oh no, he didn't donate $100. He said $100. You know, he donated $99.99. Well, it looks like we're continuing, folks. So, with that said, we're taking your calls on Skype.
Yes, we
And
are.
Jonathan, we really, I know you don't agree. That's fine. You can disagree. But, look, doesn't mean that you're right at the end of the day, okay? We showed you the cracks. We showed you that this isn't where it needs to be, and we're critical because we care. Get the mental hospital, Wacko. Maybe you people need to look in the mirror and ask yourself, should I be in the mental hospital? And the answer is probably yes. I don't...
You know, we've been serving up reality checks on a regular basis. You think a little 99.99 can stop us? No. No. This is not that kind of show, folks. You can't shut our shit down.
Jesus Christ. I mean, he's
Katie
correct.
donated $5 through Super Chat. Wow. Trying to shut down truth by bribing $100. LOL. Are they that insecure? Are they that desperate that they don't want us talking about truth?
Oh my God. Maybe it was someone from Capcom.
Yeah, that's
KT,
exactly what
thank
I'm
you so
thinking.
kindly for the super chat. Really do appreciate your support, man.
KT, always support.
Hell yeah, real Resident Evil fan. He speaks his mind. He calls that. They have real thoughts because they're real Resident Evil fans. And yeah, like I said, someone from Capcom trying to shut this down. The propaganda. They don't want this out there. They blocked us on Twitter. They're probably going to block you next. They find your
If
Twitter.
they haven't already.
Yeah, just tell them to delay the game. They'll probably block you too. Trying to shut us down. We've shut the fake Resident Evil fans down. They're not calling in anymore because they don't have that balls. They don't have the willingness to step up to that plate to tell it like it is, and it's incredibly sad, right?
Oh no. This may be a little off topic, but one of my favorite games, Plague Inc., has been it's been removed.
Oh yeah, in
for
China.
sale in China. Well,
Right.
Screw China. China. They've been backsliding humanity for many, many years. You know what, China? Don't tune into our streams because you don't deserve a reality check that you so desperately need. But anyway, I wouldn't be surprised if somebody from Capcom hopped on here and said, "Oh, I've got
they're
an
trying to
extra
shut us
few
down.
$1,000."
Yeah, just make a little account called Jonathan and then try and shut us down.
Yeah.
There's $100. $99.99.
Yeah, it was $99.99. So get that straight. You want this thing shut down? Well, it wasn't 100. So
Michael, can you do the fake Resident Evil fan? All I can tell you guys is the fake Resident Evil fans, they desperately need a reality check, and that's why we're here. We're continuing to push really hard and really strong in the face of adversity to say, you know what, this quite clearly isn't where it needs to be. My gameplay froze, so I can't show you that. But if you've been here since we've been doing this, bro, it quite clearly needs more time in the oven. How you can sit there and argue with that, I don't understand that. That to me doesn't compute up here, okay? All right? Like, it's quite clearly, it has problems. And the fake Resident Evil fans, they want to sit there and be so combative. Oh, Michael, you're a hater. Oh, Michael. Well, the reason why they don't understand, the reason why they don't listen is because they're too busy doing stupid, silly crap like that. That at the end of the day is going to get them nowhere. We're here because we care, brutally critical, and that's the reality, folks, of the situation. I don't know how hard that is to understand. But go on. Oh, Michael. You don't know what you're talking about. I've been there since day one. We're real Resident Evil fans. We have the certified badge, unlike you. You came from Fortnite to this all-new edition of Resident Evil 2, and now you think, oh, Michael, I have that certified badge. But again, the reality, folks, of the situation is that you don't have a say on what this franchise should be or where this franchise should go. That's quite evident. Because you're supporting this soulless cash grab. There is no Resident Evil 3 remake. It doesn't exist. Capcom didn't remake Resident Evil 3. Literally, that's the case.
yeah, we're still waiting.
They made an action shooter that's loosely inspired by this game right here, Resident Evil 3 Nemesis 1999. Now, you can disagree, but we know that you're wrong because you're dealing with facts. This all-new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 3 is an action shooter. Fact. Literally, it says that on Steam, okay? This all-new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 3, you guys aren't going to listen. You fake Resident Evil fans aren't going to listen. You don't care. You never have, and you never will, okay? And you know why that's the case. I'm not going to do it again, but you know why that's the case. You came from Fortnite. You jumped off the bus in Fortnite, and now you've landed in Raccoon City, and oh, Marco. Well, maybe you should continue playing with Ninja in Fortnite. Because honestly, there's more depth to Fortnite, believe me, than there is this all-new upcoming edition. I shit you not. You can build, you have to strategize in Fortnite. You literally can't run and gun. That's why the kids like to watch Ninja. They don't want to play it, because my God, they're going to get their ass kicked. The kids have moved on from Fortnite. Literally, that's the case. So they watch Ninja. They can't play that game. It's actually pretty challenging to actually get to advance in the ranking, okay? And it's, this all-new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 3 is quite clearly
You don't have to put your thinking cap on. You just, run and gun and shoot anything that moves.
Yeah. And that's what they've done with Project Resistance.
Folks, the lines are still open, yet we're seeing no calls.
Yeah.
You know what that tells us? The fake Resident Evil fans, well, we've silenced it. We won.
We have.
We have.
They're,
the fake Resident Evil fans, they got their flag out and they started waving it. They surrendered.
They're in the Losers Club.
Yeah, how does it feel to be a part of the Losers Club? It must be incredibly sad. There's, maybe one or two, if that, and they had no points. They just called in and said, we suck.
Yeah, you guys suck. Dudes, you got beat. How does it feel to be beaten? Defeated, in fact. It's incredibly sad. You continue to lose on a daily basis. And I know that's a mighty big, nasty pill to swallow, but swallow it you will, because it's a fact. This all-new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 3.
It's bedtime for the fake Resident Evil fans. Literally, that's the case.
It is.
We can weed them out if we do these live streams later on. That is literally, that's not even a, dude, holy shit, that's so true. It's like, midnight. And the fake, they got school tomorrow. It's a Sunday night. Well, it's now technically Monday, but holy shit. That's why they're not calling in. That's why the calls aren't coming in from the fake Resident Evil fans. Because they went to bed. They got done watching Ninja on Twitch. Oh my God, it's so true. It's not a joke. It's not, literally, that's what happened.
Seriously.
And now they're triggered. They're trying to shut us down, Jonathan, with that $99.99 donation. Jesus Christ. Wow. I'm going to read this out again. He says, try me, all these people that want to help you are low-life just like you. Well, that's not true, Jonathan. Let's get real here. But prompts for you for making money by saying the same stuff over and over and over again for years on end. Suspend you're not in a mental hospital yet. Spread you're not in a mental hospital yet. Bro, listen. We reiterate our points because we have to. We're dealing with the fake Resident Evil fans, and they can't comprehend quite clearly, so we have to drive the points home. Okay? We're consistent with our message, and there's also new viewers all the time.
I'm a fake fan, but I've never played Fortnite.
So again, thank you so kindly for the super chat. Really do appreciate it. I don't know how you're a fake Resident Evil fan, because if you're a fake Resident Evil fan, you literally came from Fortnite to this all-new edition of Resident Evil 2. That's the reality of it. So, I don't know if you're a fake Resident Evil fan, to be quite frank. You have to be in that Fortnite mode. And that's where the Resident Evil franchise is at today. They came from Fortnite. So go ahead and take a call. Hopefully it's a fake Hello!
It's not.
Okay. Well, they're in bed.
Yeah, I know I said I wouldn't pre-order Resident Evil 3, but I've pre-ordered it. I know I'm going to get hate for it, but I'm a gamer. I apologise in advance.
Right. Well, let's hear it.
Yeah, obviously, because obviously I'm an Xbox fan, and obviously I saw it for half price and said, you know what, just buy it. Because obviously, I know I'm going to get hate for this, but yeah, I've pre-ordered it now.
Well, I don't think that was the right thing to do. However, you can do what you want with your money. But I really would have waited until the demo drops, play it, and then assess it from there, right? But luckily, you can always cancel your pre-order.
Oh yeah, definitely. If the demo is not any good, then yeah, I can still cancel it.
Right. Well, I'm sure they're going to make it very easy within that demo to pre-order that game. And I feel like a lot of the fake Resident Evil fans, that do come from Fortnite to this all-new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 3 are going to click pre-order after they play that, after they see a little bit of Nemesis and say, oh my God, it's so fun, it's so terrifying. And then you have these streamers. Right. I mean, it's just...
I'm not a Fortnite player. That's a game that just has never appealed to me because PvP mode, it's not my forte.
Right.
Never has been.
Right. Well, the Fortnite players went to bed by now, so I think we're good.
Yeah, I noticed a lot of people who literally ranted and raved at you for obviously because what you do. I'm very surprised that no one's called in to start trouble with you. I'm very surprised.
Well, they don't have the balls to step up to that plate, quite clearly. They just want to sit behind their keyboard.
Obviously, I can tell you and Dillon are true gamers.
Right. As true as we can be in this day and age.
it's like you say. People obviously Capcom have catered to the Fortnite crowd, but obviously I think what they were trying to do, like what Capcom were trying to push for, was to make something for the fans to they could recapture what the original brought. But I think they got the wires crossed somewhere along the line.
Well, they certainly did. Absolutely. I mean, it's not where it needs to be, you know.
Well, I'll make a deal with you, Michael. The day when Resident Evil 3 comes out, if you don't want to watch it, like if you don't want to play it or whatnot, watch me play it so you can decide for yourself.
Well, I'm going to play the demo, so because that's free, you know.
But if you want to check me out playing it on my channel, then you're more than welcome to watch.
Right on, man.
That's what I wanted to say. I'll let you go and call someone else.
Take care, man. I appreciate you calling in.
You too.
Listen here, folks. It's right on the screen. Skype Michael Does Life. You call
There we
us.
go.
We don't call you. Okay?
Hello.
What's up, guys?
Hey, man.
Alright, so I'm sure everybody here has watched the Resident Evil 3 gameplay footage that Capcom has decided to release a couple of days ago. And I have 3 things to assess about it. The first one being that I think this game will be actually easier than Resident Evil 2.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm sure even if you put it on hardcore, they're going to nerf, the barrels and the electrical boxes that are going to be nearby, to bypass the zombies and BOWs. And I could see myself with that new dodge mechanic that they added.
Oh.
The first thing I said when I saw it was Max Payne. Literally,
Yeah.
like it reminded me of that.
What a terrible version of Max
So
Payne.
I could see. Yeah, exactly. Spot on. And it's going to be super easy. I know that. I know that for sure. The second thing is that I wanted to talk about was Nemesis. I think it sort of looks cool how he brings it down with this tentacle, but in the original, I don't know if you guys remember, if you were too late to get up or your character was too injured, to get back up. If Jill was too injured to get back up on her feet, Nemesis would just grab you, from the neck and kill you right there. And I kind of hate that they didn't do that. It's kind of like you guys said, it's Mr. X 2.0.
Literally. Unfortunately.
Yeah, so I don't like that. And now that we get to see him full fledged, I really don't like the design they decided to do with him. With the recycled trash bags and stuff like that.
Oh.
And having caution tapes all over it. I don't think it looks good at all, man.
No. It does.
But the third thing, I think it's the most important, is the root of all of this comes from the fake Resident Evil fans, man. Like, you don't even have to, if you just go to the gameplay trailers and you watch the reactions, I'm sorry, and you read the comment threads, you see it all over the place, man. Oh, this game looks great. Oh, it looks awesome. The Sith is colorful. It's this and that. Nemesis is big. He's running towards you. And it's like, like you guys have been stating over and over again. These new gamers are sold in style, presentation.
Yeah.
That, quality's gone now. And, I think the best thing we could do is what Hideki Kamiya had actually suggested. I think it was that today or a couple of days ago, where he said if us fans want Capcom to make other games, just email them and keep making our voices heard like we did with these new editions of Resident Evil. Or I think Silent Hill has a chance to hit the Resident Evil franchise on the head. If the rumors are turning out to be true that Kojima Productions is indeed making a soft reboot of Silent Hill, and teaming up with former Team Silent members Masahiro Ito. I have more faith in Silent Hill.
Oh, for sure.
You know, bringing back survival horror to its roots.
Oh, absolutely. There's
Than
no
Resident
doubt
Evil.
about it. Hell yeah, totally different ball game. I mean, despite Death Stranding,
man.
maybe you know.
And I guess on the last note, before I go to sleep, because I do have a calculus 2 in the morning, I'm still waiting for the fake fans to call in and actually make some good points, you know?
Yeah, for real.
I'm sure.
Well, they went to bed. They went to bed.
Sure. I'm sure they're, you know, they were like foaming at their mouths when the footage was released. You know, I could see them already, you know, going crazy over shooting zombies and shit. So it's gonna be funny. So yeah, call in, guys.
Absolutely, call in. We're ready. We're prepared.
That's right. I know it's a tough reality check, but it's one you need. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, for sure.
Alrighty then.
Hello.
Yo.
What it do?
Yo, what's up?
What it do?
Hello.
He said, "What it do, man?"
You okay?
Well, I don't know.
God damn it! I just want to know, who's the fake Resident Evil fan?
Well, probably you. I don't know. It's not us. We're real Resident Evil fans.
I support the games and buy them. You just slate them. Who's the fake fan, me or you?
You buy them based off of nothing. I mean, let's get real here, bro. You probably already pre-ordered it.
Of course.
Sales do not dictate quality. You are saying sales dictate quality?
Fortnite does. It makes 1.3 million a day. That's pretty popular and successful, wouldn't you know?
No.
Well,
most successful game in the world, if you want to get technical.
Well, Justin Bieber is on the top charts, right? And I know you don't want Justin Bieber, so.
But millions of people do, though.
Exactly. So I don't know what you're trying to get at there, but. God, come on!
Jonathan was very generous with his $99 donation.
Absolutely.
I'll give you the $1 in a bit, and we can add the 100 up.
Alrighty.
Oh yeah, I just want to give a big shout out to my main man in Ireland, Jay. Jay, you dirty fucking country. I love you with all my heart, mate. You're a fucking legend, mate. You're a savage. Peace out, mate.
I didn't hear a damn thing that like related to anything we're
I'm not
talking
sure.
about.
Well, the 99.9 thing has kind of derailed things here.
Wow, guys. Like, can you please call in and have a point? Sales do not dictate quality. We're not talking
But
sales
Justin
here.
Bieber literally sells like hotcakes. So if you want to use that argument, and I know you guys don't like Justin Bieber, okay? We've been through this with Death Stranding. If you go back and watch my Death Stranding videos, I've talked about Justin Bieber. Because you want to sit there and say sales dictate quality and, you know, that's a measuring point of quality. Well, then why don't you feel that way about Justin Bieber? Because Justin Bieber sells a lot of records. And I know you don't like Justin Bieber because you like... you know, that Screamo garbage. That's what you like. But that doesn't sell as well as Justin Bieber. So, you know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hey, hello.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Well, it's been a roller coaster ride thus far.
Are you a real Resident Evil fan?
Yeah, I'm a real one.
Well, that's good to hear. We appreciate the real Resident Evil fans.
Yes, and sales don't dictate quality, like you were saying.
Right, absolutely.
That is so stupid. Because, you know, Resident Evil, the originals came out in the 90s, you know?
Yeah,
You guys stupid? You know, we didn't have social media and, you know, all the digital downloads we have today.
Right.
So, just and the remake too for the original made millions. That sold millions of copies, and that was the remake. That made plenty of money.
Yeah,
And
for
the
sure.
only reason why Resident Evil 2, the remake sold millions of copies too, because a lot of the original fans bought that shit hoping that it was going to be good, and ended up being disappointed. Right?
Yeah.
These people gotta understand.
Well, unfortunately, it's hard for them. That's why we reiterate our points.
Right, yeah, just, you guys speak the truth, it's...
Literally, yeah.
Those are just quality. The originals are quality.
Yeah,
You can't deny that. If you don't understand it, you guys gotta play the originals and
Wow.
realize that's quality. You gotta play through it and just enjoy it. Because I don't think a lot of these people even played them.
Hell no, they didn't. And I don't think the lazy millennial devs over at Clueless Capcom have done either, to be quite frank.
Right. Yeah, they should. They should have spent hundreds of hours playing them.
Yeah, to try and understand it. Exactly.
But how about the that gameplay footage of Resident Evil 3? With I was thinking that one part when that cinematic where Jill's going up the ladder, and then Nemesis grabs her head and throws her across the roof. I mean, Jill's got a strong spine,
Yeah.
Yeah, these are like superhero games now. They're like Marvel Avengers, basically.
Literally, yeah.
Exactly. But and then the gameplay kicks in, and then Nemesis is just shooting his flamethrower, just at the air, and Jill's to the side of him, and he just is shooting his flamethrower for a good 5 seconds at the air, at nothing. It's just it looks really stupid. You know what part I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, for sure, the flamethrower.
Yeah, you gotta put that in your footage or something. That looks like
Yeah, we had it up earlier, but it unfortunately froze for some reason. We were going through it.
Yeah, hell yeah. Oh, yeah, you're doing good, guys, man. Keep it up.
Oh yeah, man, appreciate you. Hello. Come on.
Hello?
Hello.
My computer's a piece of shit 1 minute.
Yeah, well.
It's fucking lagging.
Just 100.
Just 100.
Well, it blew up. The whole computer just went up into flames.
Sometimes I shut that shit down as well.
Well, that's why,
That's why we don't play games on these crappy ass PCs. I ain't got time for that, messing with all the settings and shit.
Give it another go. Hello.
Hello, this is Will.
Will. Yes, sir.
Yeah, we'd like to test on who's the bigger Resident Evil fan, right?
Well,
let's see what's up.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do this little pop quiz thing.
Right, so I'm just going to go on a little rant for a bit. Many years ago, I was born in America, you see, and, I had a good time there and whatnot, but, the era of summer was quite dangerous. Well, I'd just be bothering nobody, I'd just be keeping my head down. And, these couple of guys that were up to no good, they started making trouble in my neighborhood, and I got one little fight. And then let's move in with my auntie and my uncle in a rich area in Ireland, and I just wanted to play Resident Evil with the remake with my friends, Jazzy Jeff and whatnot, but like we're saying, is that Jazzy Jeff from the Fresh Prince? Yeah, Jazzy, the guy, yeah, that's me, I'm Bo Smith.
I
fail to understand that.
I'm gonna have to do a rewind on that one.
That was pretty
You fail at schooling us real Resident Evil fans. You all fail. You continue to lose on a daily basis. It's incredibly sad. But you will wake up one day and there will be no Resident Evil because you let it happen.
Literally, yeah. This
They won't exist in 15 years at this rate.
Yeah.
People will start to wake up and smell the coffee. Sales don't dictate quality. Okay, Resident Evil 5 is the best-selling Resident Evil game of all time.
Yeah, and that one, you know.
And I think number 6 is second.
Wow.
Hell yeah!
And let me tell you what, I'm pretty sure most Resident Evil fans could give a damn if that game existed forever or died right now.
Man, it is so unfortunate that the fake Resident Evil fans are just shaking in their boots. They're so scared, petrified, horrified. They can't step up to that plate.
Yeah. It's, you know.
The lines are open still, folks. We're waiting.
Yeah. We don't do text chat. We, you know,
I don't know why they're doing that.
We want to talk to human beings here.
Eddie Silva, thank you for subscribing.
Yeah. We're going to keep continuing to serve up those reality checks on a regular basis. You came to the right place. Damn.
Hello? Can I pre-order Fortnite Season 3?
His name looks familiar.
Well, hello?
Hello?
Hey. Sorry, I called in a little bit ago.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, I was saying, like, I love your videos and whatnot. Like, I was asking, can you do more videos of the comparisons of the old, like, Resident Evil 2, like, compared to the Resident Evil 2 remake, and, like, maybe even Resident Evil 3 comparisons to the new?
Well, we can see. I mean, you know, if there's enough demand, we can make it. You know, we can check it out.
Because I think those would be a lot of views.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if someone hasn't done it already, I'm sure someone has already done it.
No, that's the thing. Like, I'm all over YouTube with Resident Evil. I watch, like, Carcinogen, and, like, I even watch, like, Where's Barry and shit. But I have my opinions about some of those guys, too, you know, like I agree with a lot of what you say and stuff, because there some of them are frills.
Yeah, for sure.
But you're about the realest that I've seen about Resident Evil 2 remake and whatnot. That's some of the
literally the only one on this entire platform, and that's it speaks volumes. You know, everyone else wants to shill. They want to play in, you know, the good guy to get in bed with Capcom, and you know they want acceptance approval from these publishers, and they want you know, all this nonsense. They want free copies, validation, you know, the whole nine. And it's like, dude, we care about this franchise, this upcoming edition of Resident Evil 3, all new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 3, the franchise, Resident Evil in general, and that's why we're here. We're critical because we care, you know. A lot of people want to label us as haters, and I mean, if that's how you got to sleep better at night, then by all means.
Right, and yeah, I'm trying to be peaceful about it. The originals are great, and they're great for a reason, you know, and that's why they're remaking them, but they're just not really hitting that home run, you know.
No, they definitely aren't. I mean, they're soulless, they're half-assed, and they, you know, forgettable.
Yeah, they're missing. They changed the story a lot.
Right, yeah, they rewrote the entire thing, and that's what they're going to do here with this all new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 3 as well.
Yeah, like, I recommend, you know, like, maybe make a video like one of the other callers called in about that one moment in Resident Evil 2 with Chief Irons, and, like, how you're, like, if you're Claire, you know, you're, like, talking to him and shit, and he goes crazy, and he's got the mayor's daughter sitting on the desk, you know, and she's dead and shit. You know, maybe show a comparison of that scene, because that scene was amazing in the original, and they totally deleted that in the remake. It's not even existent.
Right.
Among other things.
Yeah, that's the tip of the iceberg.
I think that, like, if you made videos, like, comparing scenes like that, that would get pretty good views, because there's none of that on YouTube. That's actually putting the facts out there like you are. But, like, there's another moment, too, with Ben, how Ben's in the jail cell.
Yeah.
And then, you know, in the remake, the Nemesis crushes his face. But in the original, you know, Ben locked himself in the cell, you know.
Yeah, he was trying to get away.
Right, he was trying to get away, so he locked himself in the cell, and that's what he says in the little cinematic in the original. He's like, you know, like, you think I want to be out there, you know, I'll lock myself in here, and I have the key. Like, and he shows the key, I think, and you know, that's what made the original so great. You know, the original hits that home run with the story. You know?
Oh yeah, that's why we're still talking about it 20 years later.
Yeah, I think people don't realize how much they changed it and how much they took out. So I just wanted to reiterate that.
Hell yeah, man. Appreciate you calling in again.
Yeah, you guys are awesome. Have a good night, man.
Yeah, take care.
Love you guys.
Did you fall over?
Oh, shit. RE2, the remake, or reimagining, is $19.79 on Steam. Still not worth it. I'm waiting for that $5 bin type of stuff, you know what I'm saying? Or not even.
Man.
I know, I got better things to do than play this all-new edition of Resident Evil 2. I already played it once. I don't need to play it again because it's all a bunch of cringe content. You know, the script was not there. The soundtrack didn't exist. There were a lot of mechanics that just did not work. I think the RE engine is holding this entire thing back.
Oh, absolutely. But the fake Resident Evil fans, my oh my, they failed to show up.
Again and again.
Seriously, especially this time around. Hopefully we got one here.
Nope, apparently not.
That might have been they got too scared. Got to hang up quick before they answer.
Yeah, those reality checks, they'll get you.
And Dillon's got some reality checks on his channel too, Dillon in the Details. So if you want to see some reality checks there, you can. Hello?
It's this guy again.
Hello?
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 Hello, can you hear me there?
Huh? Yeah.
We can hear you, pal. Can you hear us?
What's your name? Your name Michael, is it?
Sure thing.
This is Joe. Big Joe. You can call me Big Joe. Most people call me the King.
I thought your name was Will.
No, that's my brother, Will Smith.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm Joe. Big Junkie Joe Joyce. YouTube me.
No.
I've got more steps.
Huh?
You're a nobody who came here for that reality check. A nobody.
Yeah. That's your fucking meal. I need to tell you something. I need to tell you something right now, right? I'm a bit drunk. That's the 15th pint I'm drunk. Actually, no, that's the 20th. Right, so we're talking about Resident Evil. I thought I was playing Resident Evil last night, but it turns out I was playing fucking Fortnite for some reason, right? So let's talk about Resident Evil. What do you want to talk about?
You called us, pal.
Yeah, because you wanted people to call in.
Well, this all-new upcoming edition of Resident Evil 3 isn't where it needs to be.
Yeah, Resident Evil 3, yeah.
The cracks are starting to show,
Jesus.
and that upsets you, doesn't it?
No. The only crack is the crack in your arse that you're talking right now. I don't understand what you're on about.
You came from Fortnite to this all-new edition of Resident Evil 2.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. And you probably watch Ninja.
Ninja, you
See?
No, what's your problem with Resident Evil 3?
We've been through.
The problem is, you don't care, and you never will. You need a reality check.
No, the last time I got a reality check was from Simon O'Donnell in Bernie's fucking nightclub. Not a heart attack, and ended up in Tullamore with a heart attack, Terminal Hospital, next to Nathan Woods. I buried about 4 corpses there that fucking night, but we won't go into that.
I don't break bread with fake Resident Evil fans. Good day to you, sir.
Oh,
saying some
shit.
crazy ass shit.
What in the hell?
You came from 4chan, I can tell.
Well, they you can't post any of my content there. You can't post on the Steam forums. You can't post on Reddit. I'm more censored than Alex Jones. Like, literally.
You're the Alex Jones
Blocked
of
on
entertainment.
Twitter.
God damn. I tell you what, that guy calls again.
Well,
Reality
we've
check.
got some problems there. Yeah, the fake Resident Evil fans, they went night-night, and that proves it. By us streaming a little bit later, we have weeded out the fake Resident Evil fans to a point where we now could say with 100% certainty that they not that we didn't know before, but now, literally, they came from Fortnite to this all-new edition of Resident Evil 2. That is very clear. Because they're not calling in. The line's drying up with the fake Resident Evil fans. They were so reluctant throughout the entire... It's him again, ain't it?
I'm good. Yeah, I heard some really offensive things from that guy just now. I don't need to hear it twice.
That.
Bro, you're just mad because you have nothing to do on a Monday morning / Sunday night. And you know what? You and Jacob and all the other incels can go back to the basement and dwell there for a little while. Think about what you've done, which is nothing. You're a nobody and a nothing. You came from Fortnite. You can't even pause that game.
Again?
Yeah. Fake Resident Evil fan. You kiss your mother with that mouth? I bet you do.
Really incredibly sad, folks. Well, I think that's going to do it for us. The lines have dried up. The fake Resident Evil fans have surrendered. Is that still him?
Yeah, it's still.
Okay, well, then we're done. Folks, we want to thank you. Again, you can check out Dillon's channel. He's got some exclusive two reality checks over there. Dillon in the details, if you haven't done so already. Same guy.
Yeah.
Well,
and
time to shut that down.
I'll be serving more reality checks as time goes on. You know what? Something big is coming. Go subscribe to my channel, Dillon in the Details, as well. You know, Michael Does Life. His content, it is reality check city, man. I mean, that's why I continue to push really hard and really strong on a regular basis to serve up these reality checks and spill those beans.
Right. Well, because that's the reality of the situation. No one else is going to step up to that plate. We're real Resident Evil fans. We've been there since day one. We have that certified badge. And we want to appreciate all of the real Resident Evil fans tonight. The support through Super Chat. And honestly, even if he is a hater, even if he is a fake Resident Evil fan, I mean, he did donate $99, Jonathan. We do appreciate your support through Super Chat. Hopefully we can convince you that, we're not, these haters, because we're obviously not, otherwise, I mean, look, if we didn't care, we wouldn't be here talking about this. I mean, let's get real.
Not at all.
We're pushing really hard and really strong in the face of adversity to say, you know what? As I've demonstrated earlier at the beginning of the stream, the game isn't where it needs to be. That is quite clear, okay? So, again, appreciate your support. Thank you so kindly to everyone who called in, who supported through Super Chat. And again, you can check out Dillon's channel, Dillon in the Details, exclusive content over there from another real Resident Evil fan. And that's going to do it for us. Thank you again so kindly. We really do appreciate the real Resident Evil fans, the fake Resident Evil fans, and we'll see you soon. Take care.